Test 1, 2, 3.
After an off day across the league, the Bourne Braves make their second trip to Cotuit to take on the Kettleers. And a pleasant good evening, everybody, and welcome to Kettle Talk, the official pregame show of the Cotuit Kettleers. I'm John Perez. Cotuit's starting pitching and even relief pitching has been solid over the last 3 days. The problem is their bats haven't come around, and they're 1-2. But you look at those solid pitching performances, whether it was Keith Regala and Cal Becker against Hyannis. You go to the YD game, Taylor Lehman throwing 5 shutout innings without giving up a hit out of the pen against YD, or even Colton Hawk in his 5 1/3 innings of work against Falmouth on Sunday evening. The pitching has come around, and for the Kettleers, they'll just need the bats to come around. But it's good to know that one issue has solved its problem. But in case you missed the highlights against Falmouth, here they are. Kettleers taking on the Commodores. The last time these two met, the Commodores put up an 8 spot in the 7th inning en route to an 11-2 win. Jeff Passantino got the start for Falmouth. Colton Hawk from Stanford made his first start of the summer. With A.J. Balta on third and 1 out, Quinn Brody from Stanford lays down the safety squeeze. Balta beats out the throw to the plate, and the Kettleers have a 1-0 lead. Hawk was strong on the mound. Here he is striking out Michael Gigliotti to end the 5th. And in the top of the 6th, Cal Stevenson at second. Grayson Genista lofts a ball to right. Trevor Larnark makes the catch, but Stevenson was running on the pitch and couldn't locate it. Larnark throws him out to end the inning. Hawk walked the leadoff man to start the 6th, and that would do it for Hawk. 5 innings, 1 hit, 2 runs, and 5 strikeouts. So Connor Simmons would come in, and with runners on second and third, Simmons throws a wild pitch to Gigliotti. Ryan Chandler comes in to score on the wild pitch, 2-1 Falmouth. Later that at bat, Gigliotti floats a ball to center. It's deep enough to push in the run. Kevin Merrill tags and scores. Falmouth expands the lead to 3-1. Top 8 after back-to-back walks and a sacrifice bunt by Josh Shaw. Runners on second and third for Cal Stevenson, and the Arizona-bound outfielder hits a chopper to first. It's good enough to get the run in, and the Kettleers are within 1, 3-2. Next batter is Grayson Genista with a chance to tie the game, but he taps it back to the pitcher. He's retired, and the inning is over. Alec Bird from Florida State made his first appearance of the summer and was efficient. He strikes out Gigliotti to end the bottom of the 8th. The line on Bird, 2 1/3, no hits, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. However, the Kettleers couldn't muster up a rally and lose their 5th one-run game of the season, 3-2.
Yeah, I think a little bit of it is, that's baseball, and you can look at it, and all of us can say what it's going to take. A couple extra base hits, or a couple base hits with runners in scoring position, or just getting to those moments with runners in scoring position and capitalizing on it on the offensive side. I think if our pitchers continue to do what they've done the last few games, we're gonna start to really click, and the offense is gonna come around. You can't put a group of people as talented as this group of people around, and as the people around me, and expect to lose consistently. So it'll come around, I'm sure.
You gotta support each other each way, and we haven't done that yet, and that's part of the reason that we're where we are. But again, there's 30 games to go, and we'll just have to see if everything continues to get better, and they're together, they're battling, but it's my job, it's my responsibility, especially to win one-run games. I got to put the right people in the right place and make the right calls, and so it's not their fault, it's my fault.
One of the biggest issues in summer ball is developing the chemistry between the pitchers and the catchers. And if you look at Colton Hawk and Albie Wise the other day, that didn't seem to factor in at all. Hawk only shook off Albie Wise a couple of times, but other than that, they were in sync pretty much the entire game. We caught up with them after the game, and this is what they had to say.
Albie had only seen me about 15 pitches really early in the season, and he did a phenomenal job back there. I can't think of one pass ball for the most part. He was blocking everything, runner on, runner not on, calling a great game. I think very rarely I shook him off. Just a couple times 0-2 fastballs just to kind of pump it up and keep him guessing, because I think 0-2 there, thinking curveball kind of is an out pitch, so I wanted to switch it up with him maybe 2 or 3 times. But other than that, I had the pitch ready. We were on the same page, and I think he did a phenomenal job back there.
So as a pitcher, you show up pregame, see that Albie's catching you, and you say he hasn't caught you that much. How do you kind of build that relationship in the short amount of time before the game to kind of make sure you're on the same page with him?
Yeah, that's a great question. It really is like a short amount of time. That's why I give Albie so much credit. I give all our catchers so much credit. They can go in there and they can catch a ball game like that, because I think in the bullpen, he's telling me about 15 pitches, and I said, I got this, this is going to do this. And he's like, all right. Well, I know the hitters 1 through 9. We got the scouting report. I know he had it on his wrist. So he's sitting there looking at that, trying to call a game based off of that. And like I said, we were on the same page. I really trusted him back there today.
It's a huge part of a catcher-pitcher relationship is trust. And I think that, coming from different schools and not catching or, catching him or him not throwing to me, that can be a barrier sometimes in summer ball. And I think he did a really good job. We worked in the pen a little bit and just kind of talked over a plan and went over some things about, the other team. And he just, I think he shook me off maybe once or twice. The rest were pretty much deeks, and he kind of put his faith in me, and we did a really good job together. Yeah, that's huge.
Let's take a look at the scores from Sunday. Harwich has lost 2 of its last 3 as they drop the contest against YD 5-1. The Red Sox used the hitter's park to their advantage. Matt Watley and Brendan Skidmore both went deep. Bourne picks up a win out east in Orleans. Colton Wong hit his second home run of the year, a 2-run shot. Bourne used 5 pitchers to piece together the win. The slugfest of the night was in Brewster, and it was Wareham taking that one 9-8. 8 of the 9 Gateman hitters had a hit. Alex Destino from South Carolina had 3 hits. Colton Shaver hit his 3rd home run of the year. Gavin Sheets from Wake Forest, his 2nd home run of the summer. Hyannis roughed up Chatham 9-2. Dylan Busby and Carl Staduhar each went deep. John Gavin went 6 1/3, striking out 6 and not allowing a run. Hyannis is 6-2 after its 0-7 start. So let's take a peek at the standings, and the East continues to be a hotbed. 3 teams over 500, and either YD or Orleans will be above 500 after tonight because they play each other. In the West, Bourne and Wareham, Falmouth a game over 500, Hyannis and Cotuit. Welcome back to Kettle Talk. I'm joined by Redshirt Jr. out of Oregon, AJ Balton. AJ, I've got to ask you a 2-parter. Do you have Phil Knight's phone number, and can you give it to me?
No, I do not have Phil Knight's phone number, but I have shook his hand in our dugout once or twice.
What's that experience like? Have you been to the Nike house?
I haven't, but his presence is felt throughout the university. I mean, everything you see he's really helped with a lot of stuff, and when you see him in person, it's a sight to see.
Let's talk about you this year. You're coming back off an injury, missed the entire year last year. How much did it take a toll on you mentally just to miss all of that time?
Mentally is actually, I think it was a good thing for me. I sat on the bench and watched the team, watched the game. Really learned a lot from the coaches, sitting next to them in the dugout, watching them call pitches and call plays. I think I learned a lot just from watching the game and taking that year off.
Obviously, this isn't your first year in travel ball. You played in SoCal. But coming over to the Cape can be intimidating. Is it a lot easier having teammate Tim Cisnera here to kind of ease you into the day-to-day grind of the Cape?
Yeah, I mean, having Tim here is great. He's a year younger than me, so we kind of learn from each other. He learns from me, I learn from him. He plays a different position, so we talk about different aspects of the game, things that he sees that maybe I don't, things that I see that maybe he doesn't. Both left-handed bats, so we can talk about things together, and it's good to have a guy here like that.
At Oregon and even here, you've played the corners of the infield, you've played the corners of the outfield. How does your preparation change going from infield to outfield interchangeably?
It's just a different glove. Infield glove's a little bit smaller, but I mean, outfield is more maybe, going back and forth, infield side to side, just kind of getting your legs used to what you're going to be doing maybe during BP, live reads off the bat, and just getting ready mentally.
What was your natural position growing up?
Second base.
So what's that like the first time you're out in the outfield playing at a higher level, and how was that presented to you?
Well, growing up, my dad made me play second base, outfield, so I've been pretty happy with both. Anytime I can get playing time, just go out there and do what I normally do.
What went into the decision to go to Oregon?
Everything. I mean, the coaches are great, close to family, maybe just a drive away. Money was great, and I think they got a great program going.
Let's talk about the Balta family. You've got some good lineage on the softball side. Your sister Tori played at Yale. Did you face her growing up in the backyard or anything like that?
Yeah, it'd be a constant competitive battle, sibling on sibling. But, yeah, she had definitely some different aspects. She got into Yale. She had the brains. Definitely some athleticism, though, too. It was always a competition.
She wasn't that bad of a pitcher, so I've got to ask, you're in the backyard. Was she pitching from 60 feet 6 inches or the softball regulation? How did that go?
No, she couldn't hang. No, she was, we'd always play wiffle ball, go out, work out with Pops, and he'd always have to bring the softballs and the baseballs, so I have to stick around and watch her hit, and, we just kind of traded off times doing that.
What's one of the biggest things that you want to get out of the Cape experience this summer?
Just some more live at-bats. I want to work some at second base, maybe go play some second base at the University of Oregon. But yeah, I'm meeting a lot of guys here, a lot of connections, just meeting new people, and I just want to get some more experience.
Awesome, AJ. Thanks for the time. Lineup's coming up right after this. Welcome back to Kettle Talk. We'll give you the starting lineups now. First for the Bourne Braves, who stand at first place in the Western Division. Jake Magnum will lead off from Mississippi State. Justin Yurchak is at first base from Binghamton. Connor Wong, who has been a pest to the Kettleers thus far, is behind the plate from Houston. Greg Deichman, designated hitter from LSU. Willie Yon, David McKinnon, Evan Mendoza, Jeremy Ironman, Brandon Briao, the center fielder from LSU, and Tony Dribble from Kennesaw State. Let's give you the starting lineups now for the Cotuit Kettleers. Leading off will be Stevenson. The stomach bug is gone, and he's all cleared to play. Jenister Dorian, Pierce, Hagan, Jones. Susnera is a designated hitter. Jason DeLay, who was just activated today from Vanderbilt. Hagan O&B departs from the Kettleers, and we'll have more on that in the fourth inning. Quinn Brody rounds out the lineup, and David Garrix from Pomona Pitzer is on the mound. Jason Doro and Aiden Doyle will have the call the rest of the way. You've been watching Kettle Talk, the official pregame show of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Exclusive Kettleers Club. Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clamping. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod Healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent care.
Welcome back to Lowell Park. The last time the Kettleers played here at home, they came away with a 6-3 victory against the YD Red Sox. They'll try to back up that performance today against the Bourne Braves, who sit at 9-5-1, first place in the Cape Cod Baseball League West Division. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on a cloudy evening in Cotuit, a very rare sort of muggy evening, I guess, here in Cotuit at Lowell Park. We've had nothing but sunshine and cloudless days until this ball game here against Bourne. I'm Jason Doro. Next to me, Aiden Doyle. And Aiden, tonight we see one of Cotuit's studs on the mound. It's David Garrix.
Well, you got that right. David Garrix has been one of the more surprising players on this Kettleers team, coming out of Pomona Pitzer. out on the West Coast in the Golden State. Only a temporary player, but has pitched like a permanent one. He's pitched very well and has found his way into the starting rotation for Cotuit this season. Mike Roberts obviously showing a lot of trust in his right-hander, both pitching out of the bullpen and the rotation. Doesn't exactly look like the most intimidating presence out there on the mound and doesn't throw the hardest, but he gets the job done. And it's been an interesting season for the Kettleers so far, to say the least, but David Garrix has been definitely a bright spot for him.
Garrix has made 4 appearances as a Kettleer this summer, and he's totaled a 3.37 ERA. That is third best on this team among pitchers who have hurled at least 9 innings. Jake Mangum stands in the plate. First hitter of the ball game takes a pitch just off the plate for ball 1. It'll be Mangum, Justin Yurchak, Connor Wong, and then Greg Dykman. 1 through 4 in the Braves lineup. Garrix through the windup, his 1-0. That's right down Broadway, called for a strike, even at 1-1.
One of the things that Garrix does best is just find the strike zone, doesn't walk a lot of batters, pours it into the zone. The Kettleers this season have had an issue with walking batters. They've walked 74 guys in 127 innings, I believe. That's the worst mark in the Cape League by a pretty sizable margin. But Garrix has found the zone. May not strike a lot of guys out, but he doesn't allow the hitters to get a good piece of wood on it. And with a good defense behind him, they make plays.
5 walks and 7 strikeouts for Garrix in 10 2/3 innings of work. Another pitch lined foul by Mangum down the third base line. You mentioned the team totals for Cotuit this season, Aiden. They've issued 74 walks, which is 19 more than any other team in the Cape Cod Baseball League. 1-2 is in the dirt this time. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Harwich has an astounding 30 walks. 15 games into the season. So they're giving up just 2 a game. Kettleers up at nearly 5 a ball game. 2-2 count for the leadoff hitter Mangum. Here comes Garrix. Hit on the ground left side and through the hole. A leadoff single for the Bourne Braves.
Well, Mangum hitting from the left side, takes the outside pitch from Garrix and shoots it the other way in between short and third. Exactly what you want to do out of a leadoff man. Nice slap hitter. But now leadoff man aboard and Garrix has to work from the stretch.
A good hitter coming to the plate too in Justin Yurchak. Yurchak is batting .442. In 14 games, 23 hits for him.
That .442 average, best in the Cape League by 18 points. 18 points ahead of Ernie Clement out of the Harwich Mariners. So .442, best mark in the league by a pretty wide margin.
Only 2 of his 23 hits have been of the extra base variety. 1 double, 1 triple. No home runs. Gentle breeze out to center field this evening. Garrix steps off and lobs it over to first base. Jordan Pierce playing in at third. Middle infield at double play depth here with nobody away in the first. Pitch low and outside from Garrix moves the count to 2-0. Let's go around the diamond. Pierce at third. Ryan Hagan is at short. Pat Dorian at second. Grayson Genesta at first. And then a new player here for Cotuit is behind home plate. Jason DeLay out of Vanderbilt, who has just joined the squad. The outfield from left to right goes Alonzo Jones, Cal Stevenson, Quinn Brody. Breaking ball called for a strike. Now 2 ball, 1 strike count. DeLay is a junior out of Vanderbilt, hails from Johns Creek, Georgia. Immediately thrown into the lineup. 2-1 pitch at the knees, and Garrix has evened the count.
Well, the catching situation's been one of the more interesting aspects of this Kettleers team this season. It 4 catchers on the roster, then sent Hagen Owenby out of East Tennessee State over to the Chatham Anglers. So Owenby no longer a Kettleer, but still in the Cape League. It's on that Chatham team that the Kettleers take on tomorrow here at Lowell Park.
Runners going on the pitch. Here's the throw down from Delay. Not quite in time. Mangum swipes second.
I know we didn't throw him out there, but that was an excellent play by Jason Delay behind the plate. The pitch from Garrix was low in the dirt. Delay scoops it, picks it, whatever you want to call it, able to make a quick transfer and still provide a strong throw down to second base, not from your typical textbook catching position. So
great hands, very quick hands in getting that ball down to second. It's Mangum's third stolen base of the year. He's now in scoring position with nobody out in the top of the first. Payoff pitch from Garrix. Bounced low and inside, and it gets past Delay, who can't find it. Coming home from second base is Mangum, and he's going to score. They're going to send him back to third base, though, it looks like, or perhaps second base, saying it was a dead ball, and the pitch hit Jake Mangum. Or Justin Yurchak, excuse me.
Well, that is what they're going to rule. They're going to say the breaking ball there from Garrix in the dirt got a piece of Yurchek's foot, and therefore once it hits him, it's a dead ball. Therefore, Mangum unable to advance from second base, and now he will retreat back to second.
And now they've changed their mind. The home plate umpire leaves the conference with his peers and says that Jake Mangum's run will count, and the pitch did not hit Yurchak.
Well, we have nobody out here in the top of the first inning, and we already have a bizarre situation, and Mike Roberts certainly giving the home plate umpire and the third base umpire an earful.
And rightfully so if you're Mike Roberts, because the third base umpire and the home plate umpire, before Jake Mangum even scored, were signaling to send him back to third base, if I remember correctly. And it looked like they were already making signals to call that play dead. So it's rather odd to reverse your call. Nonetheless, Mike Roberts continues to argue here. Here's a summary of what's happened here in the top of the first. Jake Mangum, the leadoff hitter for Bourne, singled on a chopper through the hole on the left side. He then stole second base, nearly thrown out by Cotuit's new catcher, Jason Delay. Then Justin Yurchak worked the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. David Garrix delivered a pitch in the dirt. Jake Mangum came from second base, rounded third, saw that Jason Delay, the catcher, was not making an effort to find the baseball all the way at the backstop. And since play had not been called dead, Mangum came from third to home, getting 2 bases on the wild pitch, which looked like it may have been a hit-by pitch. In the end, they give the run to Bourne. Yurchak is safe at first base with what should be a base on balls, because otherwise Mangum would not have been allowed to advance from second base. 1 man on, nobody away. Bourne with a 1-0 lead and their 3-hitter at the plate in Connor Wong. Garrick's first pitch, a fastball outside. Ball 1, and Mike Roberts is out of the dugout again.
And for those of you watching through our YouTube live stream, if you saw the home plate umpire signal up to the PA announcer here at Lowell Park, Mike Roberts and the Kettleers have decided they will play the remainder of this game under protest. So still nobody out in the first inning, and we have some argued calls, some switched calls, and now the game is under protest. So a very interesting start, to say the least, to this game here at Lowell Park.
And what's unique about playing a game under protest is if you are doing so, you are saying that the umpires misconstrued the rules, did not implement the rules correctly. And so I think what Mike Roberts is saying here is that as soon as that play was ruled dead initially, Jake Mangum should never have been given a chance to score.
Yeah, it just seemed like Jason DeLay behind the plate thought the home plate umpire ruled that it hit Yurchek, in which case it's a dead ball, so he doesn't have to run after it. He just retreats to go get the baseball from the backstop. Heck, even sometimes the bat boys will just go get it. But it was also a good play there by Mangum to just keep running. Obviously, some confusion, and it can't hurt to just keep running. The worst thing that's going to happen to you is that they're just going to send you back to second base.
2-0 count now for Connor Wong, as Cotuit gets a right-handed pitcher up in the bullpen in a game that's now being played under protest. 2-0, soft dribbler towards third. Pierce picks it up, throws to second, out there, on to first, not in time. A good relay throw from Pat Dorian, who has moved from third to second base, but they couldn't turn two.
Well, that one was a slow roller, kind of got caught on this grass. You mentioned how muggy it is here today at Lowell Park. There's some dew, some moisture, very humid out. So the infield's going to be running a bit slower. The ball isn't going to skip across as it usually does. And that allowed Pierce, makes a strong throw to second, but just not enough time to get Wong at first. So they get the lead runner, though.
Now it's Greg Dykman, the Bourne DH, pitching the dirt, blocked by DeLay. The Kettleers have Josh Robertson warming in the bullpen, freshman out of UNC Wilmington. Robertson was really good in his first two appearances with Cotuit this season. Garrick's 1-0, chopped foul down the first base line. The infield tonight does look somewhat different for Cotuit. No Josh Shaw at second base. As mentioned, Pat Dorian is not at third. He got bumped over to second to replace Shaw. Of course, Ryan Hagan remains at shortstop. Jordan Pierce fills in at third, and then Alonzo Jones, instead of DHing, has been moved out to left field, while Mike Roberts throws one of his catchers in the DH spot with Tim Sosnara.
It was a weird game even before the game started.
1-1 misses, 2 balls, 1 strike. And when you get some new bodies on the roster, you have to make some adjustments. Jason DeLay getting his first not only start but appearance with Cotuit tonight. Quinn Brody in right isn't something we usually see either. Played more left field in the early going for the Kettleers. 2-1 sawed off over the head of Jordan Pierce and down in left field. Wong holds up at second. Dykman has a single here in the first, the second base knock of the frame.
Well, Garrick's with a good pitch there, running in on the left-hander. Dykman, though, just sawed it off and blooped it just over the infield and over the head of Jordan Pierce at third base. Reminiscent of, I guess in my mind, it brings up Luis Gonzalez's hit in the 2001 World Series where it barely even got out of the infield and managed to drop down for a hit. So it's not how you hit them, it's where you hit them, Jason.
Exactly. Put it where they ain't. Willie Jan steps in. Righty versus righty matchup, and Jan swings over a first pitch breaking ball. Jan is a sophomore out of UConn. Batted nearly .320 this season for the Huskies. Led the team in batting average, hits, doubles, triples, and had the fewest strikeouts. 0-1 ripped back up the middle. Wong had to watch it, so now he's held up at third base. The throw home from Stevenson cut off in the middle of the infield. Bourne with back-to-back singles, and now the bases are loaded in the top of the first, prompting Mike Roberts to make a pitching change. He's seen enough.
Well, Willie Jan just takes it right back up the middle. Luckily for the Kettleers, though, Connor Wong slipped rounding third base, causing him to have to go back to third. Stevenson out in center field with a strong arm, like we mentioned. Probably had a play at the plate if Wong doesn't slip and go back to third.
We'll take a quick break for the pitching change. An odd game here in Cotuit. Switching arms in the first, a game played under protest, and the bases loaded. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that That's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists, who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com, or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
If you're looking for quality plumbing and heating work, call Spencer Hallett at 508-428-6080 or visit their website at hallettplumbing.com.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at curry.edu.
What's donated here stays here. All blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more about donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive at capecodhealth.org/blood center.
The Sacred Cod Tavern at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is a quintessential New England dining experience for lunch or dinner. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business, has been providing plumbing and heating services to businesses and homeowners on Cape Cod for over 100 years. It's what you'd call local, as Spencer is a 4th-generation member of the business and 12th-generation Cape Codder.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and mobile application development, online at curry.edu. Cotuit makes a change in the top of the first inning. David Garrix faces 5 guys before he's replaced by Josh Robertson out of UNC Wilmington. Robertson has made 3 appearances as a Kettleer, has a 9.0 ERA, although his first 2 appearances were spectacular, totaling 3 innings with no runs and just 2 hits allowed. Here he's facing David McKinnon with the bases loaded, 1 down in the top of the first. Bourne already has a 1-0 lead, this game being played under protest after Jake Mangum scored on a wild pitch.
Not something you see every day, but adds a little bit of excitement and intrigue, more so than there already is to this game.
Kettleers have the corners in. Pierce just on the grass at third. Genesta at first, a little farther in. Middle infield at double play depth, hoping to turn 2 and get the Kettleers out of this first frame. McKinnon, a junior out of Hartford. It's a high chopper over the head of Robertson. In comes Dorian, and it scoots past him. Long has already scored. Here comes Dykeman to make it 3-0. A miscue by Cotuit in the infield will allow 2 runs to score for Bourne.
Well, that was just a miscommunication, misread between Josh Robertson and Pat Dorian. Robertson looked at first like he was going to try and jump for that ball and make a play on it. Seemed to have a chance at it. Dorian instead played back, expecting his pitcher to get it. Although once Robertson let it go over his head, Dorian kind of had to adjust. Ball kicked a bit towards second base and then slipped a little bit on the infield grass and was unable to barehand it.
An incredibly tough play. It is ruled a single for David McKinnon, the 4th base knock of the inning for Bourne. No error issued to Pat Dorian. It's now Evan Mendoza at the plate. First pitch breaking ball off the plate, 1-0. And although no one will get an error there, I'm sure Mike Roberts would say no more than 1 run should score on that play.
I think the right call there was made, though, by the official scorer. I don't think you can give an error there.
Looked like because of the hop, Dorian wasn't even able to get a piece of it. We've seen some tricky hops in the infield throughout Cape Cod this season. 2-0 pitch to Mendoza. Swing and a miss. Big cut on a high Robertson fastball. Willie on at third base. David McKinnon at first. Still just one away in the top of the first inning. Here's Robertson from the stretch. Inside fastball. And this one's blooped into right field. Another seeing eye single for the Braves. Scores a run as Yon crosses. 4-0 Bourne takes the lead. And McKinnon goes all the way from first to third on the RBI single.
Well, that's another example of it's not how you hit him, it's where you hit him. Mendoza sawed off a bit and bloops it right over the head of first baseman Grayson Genesta, just onto the outfield grass. That's the second hit we've seen this inning. Just similar to that, the two opposite sides of the field. Little bloop singles that barely even reach the outfield grass.
Bourne looking good here in the first inning. Not necessarily killing the baseball, but making the right contact to move runners around. They still have guys on the corners, and their shortstop, Jeremy Eierman, at the plate. First pitch to him, fastball, cut on and missed. Bourne is on a 2-game winning streak as they enter this one, sitting atop the West Division at 9-5-1. Cotuit at the other end of the spectrum at 2-3 or 2-13. Swing and a miss from Eierman, and now Robertson is up 0-2.
Well, that's what you like to see from Robertson, keeping the ball low, breaking balls low in the dirt. Very tough for a right-handed hitting Eierman to get to, and showing confidence in the new catcher to be able to block it in the dirt.
0-2 delivery, runs inside and pops out of the glove of Delay. Here comes McKinnon from third. He scores, making this a 5-0 ball game in just the top of the first inning.
That one looked as almost if it was going to get a piece of Eierman, in which case I'm sure the Kettleers probably would have liked that a bit better. Tough play for Delay to try and it's almost screened by the elbows and the bat of Eierman, and just got a piece of his glove, which kicked it all the way back to the backstop, and another run in.
Still a runner in scoring position, too, with Mendoza on second, as Robertson throws one in the dirt that gets past Delay. Another free base as Mendoza trots down to third. And when Cotuit has found themselves in trouble, this is usually how it's happened. Wild pitches and walks. However, they've only issued one base on balls so far in this inning. It's mostly been bloop singles, which, like you said, Aiden, is something that's just out of your hands sometimes. 2-2 outside, the count runs full. Kettleers' pitching staff has been phenomenal in the last 4 days. They had the off day yesterday. But in the 3 games prior, they gave up just a total of 6 runs. Or 7 runs, rather. 3 to Falmouth and a 3-2 loss on Sunday. 3 to YD and a 6-3 win on Saturday. And 2 runs to Hyannis in a 2-1 loss against the Harbor Hawks last Friday. So 8 runs total. I'm the one with the math issues now.
Well, for the most part, pitching hasn't been the problem. It's been mainly the offense, as we see Eierman swing through that one. But using Sunday's game at Falmouth as an example, the Kettleers gave up 2 hits. 2 hits the entire game and didn't commit an error and lost. That's where the issue comes in the having control on the mound. Like we've talked about how many batters they've walked. It's the control issues that have led to extra runs coming around against this Kettleers pitching staff.
The 9-hitter Brennan Bro stands in with 2 down and a runner on third. And that's a big question for Cotuit right now. sitting down 5-0 in the first, is how will the offense respond? Will the bats come alive? You got 9 innings to do it. Just chip away gradually and hope your pitching staff returns to the form that they've been in during this 4-day stretch. Robertson comes set with a 2-0 count and delivers home. Fastball that sails up high. 3 balls, no strikes. Bro is hitting .429. He's only played 3 games with Bourne, though. 3 hits and 7 at-bats, 2 runs scored. He also has 1 stolen base. 3-0 pitch right down the pipe. Robertson fighting his way back against the Braves 9-hitter. They've batted around here in the first. 3-1 offering. Slow dribbler to the shortstop Hagen. He fields, throws sidearm onto first, and beats Bro. Once again, Ryan Hagen comes through for Cotuit when they need him most. Bourne strikes with 5 runs in the first inning, though. Coming on 5 hits, no errors, 1 man left on. Cotuit looks to answer in the bottom of the frame. Keep it right here. You're locked in to Kettleer Baseball.
The Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod is keeping Cape Cod positively different by partnering with community organizations like the Kettleers and the Cape Cod Baseball League. With 9 convenient branches from Falmouth to Harwich and everywhere with mobile banking. Visit mycapecodbank.com to learn more.
The Kettleers and Cotuit Athletic Association welcome Spencer Hollett Plumbing and Heating and the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod as members of the exclusive Kettleers Club in 2016.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clamping. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod Healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be
5 runs for Bourne in the first inning. Now the Kettleers come to the plate for their first at-bats. Cal Stevenson, Grayson Genista, and Pat Dorian atop the order tonight for Cotuit. They'll be facing Tony Dibbrell, a right-hander out of Kennesaw State. His full name, Michael Anthony Dibbrell, and he's elected to go by Tony. Takes the mound tonight with a 1.63 ERA in CCBL play this season. Has not pitched yet for Bourne, though. He's been playing with the Chatham Anglers. Held a 2-0 record and that 1.63 ERA over 11 innings with 11 strikeouts. Both of his appearances were starts, by the way. And somehow he made the trip across the Cape to play with Bourne. 1-1 count for Stevenson. Fastball up high. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Well, we mentioned earlier in the broadcast that the Kettleers sent Hagen Owenby to the Anglers, so it can go both ways. Obviously not coming to the Kettleers here, but Dibbrell going across the Cape to Bourne.
Stevenson bunts down the first base line. Dibbrell fields his position well, able to underhand it to his first baseman, Yurchak, for the first out.
Stevenson with good speed, trying to lay down a drag punt out of the left-hander's batter's box. But fielded well, like you mentioned, by Dibbrell, and Stevenson just not fast enough to get down there.
Now it's Grayson Genista, the first baseman out of Wichita State. Has played some outfield for Cotuit as well. First pitch fastball called for a strike. Genista is batting .122 in 13 games. He scored 6 runs, which is best on the team, tied with a handful of other Kettleers. This pitch misses inside. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
And as far as DeBrell goes, he was released by the Anglers on June 24th, then picked up later that day by the Braves, but wasn't activated until the 27th, yesterday. So, was signed for a couple days, but not activated for the Braves, and makes his appearance today on the 28th, getting the start for Bourne.
2-1 offering. Swung on and fouled off by Genista. Dibble made 14 appearances this season with Kennesaw State. 7 of them were starts. He compiled a 1-4 record with a 4.64 ERA over 54 and 1/3 innings. Struck out 66 batters. Walked just 24. Good numbers there. 2-2 is a called strike 3 on the low and outside corner.
Well, DeBrell does a good job painting the spots there. Put it, like you mentioned, right on the low and outside corner to get Genista looking. That's one you got to foul off if you're Grayson Genista, but still a tough pitch for any left-hander to get a piece of.
Here's Pat Dorian with 2 down, and it looks like this pitch has clipped him. He'll go down to first base with a hit by pitch, and Jordan Pierce will come to the plate.
Pitch just got away from DeBrell, running in on the left-hander. Overthrew it a bit and ended up hitting Dorian in the thigh, knee, calf area, somewhere in that leg.
Never fun.
No, never fun, especially if you take it off the knee.
Then it kind of feels like the funny bone. If it hits the wrong spot. Pierce swings through a breaking ball for a strike 1. Pierce was an everyday starter early in the season for Cotuit. Now Mike Roberts mixing him in at the 2 corner spots in the infield now and then. He's hitting .206 in 12 games. Another guy atop the team with 6 runs scored. One count with 1 down, or 1 on, excuse me. Pat Dorian on first base after hit by pitch, and 2 away in the bottom of the first. Fastball from Dibble is on the outer half. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ryan Hagan awaiting on deck as Dibble comes set with the 1-2. He kicks in, delivers. And again he catches the outer half. Paints the outer black. Pierce is rung up. And that'll do it for Cotuit in the first. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 man left on. Bourne up 5-0 after 1 inning at Lowell Park.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists, who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
If you're looking for quality plumbing and heating work, call Spencer Hallett at 508-428-6080 or visit their website at hallettplumbing.com.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at curry.edu.
What's donated here stays here. All blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more about donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive at capecodhealth.org/blood center.
The Sacred Cod Tavern at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is a quintessential New England dining experience for lunch or dinner. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business, has been providing plumbing and heating services to businesses and homeowners on Cape Cod for over 100 years. It's what you'd call local, as Spencer is a 4th-generation member of the business and 12th-generation Cape Codder.
5-0 as we hit the top of the second in Cotuit. Bourne back to the plate with the top of the order. They batted around in the first, and they'll send Jake Mangum, Justin Yurchak, and Connor Wong back to the dish here in the second. And Aiden John Perez, our field reporter, has been on the ball here in the first inning, talking to some Cape Cod League officials to figure out how this game played under protest works.
You're right about that, Jason. So John spoke to the director of officiating, Sol Yaz, who is the director of officiating in the Cape League, about the protest, the appeal for a protest that Mike Roberts made, protesting obviously whether or not it was hit by pitch or a wild pitch. And so in order to submit a protest, the GM of the Kettleers, Bruce Murphy, has to submit a formal write-up. Then step 2 is Yaz evaluates it, speaks to both teams, and then makes his decision. And the possible outcomes, 1, if it is determined that the Kettleers are right here and that it should be, or the protest is upheld, which is very rare, I might add. They replay the game from that point. So go back and well into the first inning with, Yurchak up, so 4 runs.
Still no score yet.
Yeah, still no score. That, obviously, the first run came around on that play. Then so it's either that and they replay the game from that point, or the protest gets rejected, because most of the times if they determine it to be a judgment call, judgment calls can't be protested. Or if Cotuit comes back and wins this game, the protest is immediately thrown out, and it's a Cotuit victory.
Correct. Mangum was rung up to start off this inning. Now it's Justin Yurchak at the plate. Last time he was here was when we got that madness. The wild pitch that got past Jason DeLay that was eventually ruled just a wild pitch, not a hit-by pitch. Jake Mangum allowed to score from second, although it looked like the play might have been called dead. And that's why I'm interested to hear more from Mike Roberts and these officials, because at least John Perez made it sound like this is probably a judgment call. But I'm not sure what the judgment call is here exactly.
Well, it's just the umpire, the home plate umpire, Sparky Burns, I might add, still with the best umpire name we've seen in the Cape League.
Pat Dorian picks up this ground ball and lofts it over to first base for out number 2.
It's his call as to whether or not the ball hit the foot of Yurchak or just bounced in the dirt and got by DeLay for a passed ball, wild pitch. So, in my mind, that is a judgment call.
That is most definitely a judgment call, the hit-by-pitch nature of it. What I thought Mike Roberts was upset about is the fact that some umpires were signaling that play was dead as Mangum rounded third and came home. So I'm not sure if that can get reversed. Fly ball into center field, and it drops in front of Stevenson for a 2-out single. Connor Wong delivering that base knock.
Either way, we mentioned how rare it is for a protest to be upheld. So if I'm a Kettleers fan, I wouldn't be getting your hopes up as far as this game, the protest being successful. But hey, anything can happen.
Especially facing a 5-0 deficit.
Correct.
Cleanup man Greg Dykman stands in now. Dykman is 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. He started the rally kind of for Bourne. Although 2 men scored before he did, Dykeman started back-to-back singles for the Braves in the first. Josh Robertson, working on the mound for Cotuit, replaced David Garrix, who faced 5 guys before Mike Roberts made his call to the bullpen. Robertson's 1-0 popped up. Foul territory in left field. And Alonzo Jones, getting his first start in the outfield, hauls it in. And that's it for Bourne in the second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on. We're done with 1.5 now at Lowell Park. And our score line, the Bourne Braves 5, the Cotuit Kettleers nothing. Keep it right here. You're watching Kettleers baseball.
Summer baseball's underway. People get ready for a brand new day. So grab your hat and grab your glove. We gotta cheer for the team we love. The ball's racing down the line. Come on, coach, give them a sign. The runner's waiting, he's ready to steal. The Kettleers are gonna seal the deal. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Playing baseball the Cape Cod way. Kettleers are gonna win today. So dock your skiff and take a walk past the coop. It's 5 o'clock. Head on down to Lowell Park. We'll keep on playing till it gets dark. But first we've got a game to win. Give that pitch plenty of spin.
5, 6, and 7 in the Cotuit order. Due up here in the second, Ryan Hagan, Alonzo Jones, then Tim Suss, Nara to bat. Kettleers down 5-0 at home against the Bourne Braves. I'm Jason Doro alongside Aiden Doyle. And the 2 other members of our booth here, Hallie Harris and Kevin Conduras, are helping us out. They've pulled up replay of that play from the first inning, which drew an appeal from Mike Roberts and eventually led to this game being played under protest. 1-0 pitch to Hagan, swung on and missed. And on the replay, you can see Jake Mangum clearly score from second after the wild pitch, but the umpire also stands out in front of home and raises his hands before Mangum is able to reach home plate.
And once he does score, it looks like he's clearly walking out towards the mound. Maybe just talked about other umpires, but he's pointing towards third base, signaling that Yurchik would retreat back, or excuse me, Mangum would retreat back to third base. But that wouldn't make any sense either if it hit him, because then it would be immediately dead and he'd have to go back to second.
Exactly. So Yurchak was the man at the plate. He was going to be issued first base whether it hit him or not, because the count was 3-2. It was ball 4 or it was a hit by pitch. He definitely had first base. It's a matter of whether or not Mangum could move from second to third and then all the way to home. By the way, Jason DeLay, the catcher, was not really chasing after the ball behind home plate, most likely because he thought it hit the batter Yurchak. Anyway, bottom of the second. Leading off here is Ryan Hagan. Payoff pitch lined down the third base line, but foul. Tony Dibble on the bump for Bourne had a pretty good first inning. Retired 3 of the 4 guys he faced. Did bean Pat Dorian with a pitch. Couple of strikeouts for him, though. Hagan hits a grounder this time, past Mike Roberts in the third base coaching box. Count still full at 3 balls, 2 strikes. Dibble through the windup, his payoff pitch. A check swing from Hagan. They go down to first, and yes, he did go. The third strikeout of the night for Tony Dibble.
Well, it's a good job by Dibble there, climbing the ladder. And Hagan put that up in the zone. Probably would have been a ball to Hagan if he hadn't gone around. Just couldn't hold up. That's a tough pitch. The high fastball always looks like a better pitch than it really is. He always looks like, oh, that's right there, and I can crush this one. Hagan, though, realizing about halfway through the swing that it was too far upstairs, tried to hold up but could not.
Alonzo Jones stands in now, squares and pulls back, seeing that pitch was low for ball 1. Jones, normally a middle infielder out of Vanderbilt. Mike Roberts moved him to the outfield tonight to keep him in the lineup. One count with the bases empty. Jones is hitting 194 in 9 games with Cotuit. 3 runs, 6 hits. And he blasts this ball to right field, high in the air where Jake Mangum finds it, puts it away for the second out of the frame. Bases empty, 2 down for Tim Susnara, the Cotuit designated hitter tonight. He'll be followed by their catcher, Jason DeLay. I don't think at any other point this season, Aiden, we've seen 2 catchers in the lineup, one of them being the DH. Big cut from Susnara for strike 1.
Well, this is why we have our scorebooks.
Handy dandy scorebook, that's right. There might have been a Susnara Hagan Owenby duo at some point, because Susnara has pinch hit a bunch of times for Cotuit. He pokes one foul, count now 0-2. But I don't remember 2 catchers in the starting lineup. Alonzo Jones has been the DH for so many games, too. Albie Weiss was the DH once.
Well, Albie Weiss started a game at first base at Orleans with Susnara catching, so technically there are 2 catchers in the starting lineup, but Weiss getting the start at first, if
Fair.
that counts.
Albie Weiss, a movable piece, plays at first. Says he's a catcher by trade. Coaches find other ways to put him in the starting lineup, though. Dibble ahead 0-2. Here's his pitch. Roped by Susnara. Deep to right field, but foul.
When the Firebirds visited Orleans on June 16th, Corey Voss got the start at designated hitter, and Tim Susnara caught. And actually, Albie Weiss replaced Grayson Jenniston that game as a pinch hitter. So technically, at one point, they had 3 catchers in the lineup, but starting
There it is.
Voss at DH, Susnara catching. And then the 2 games before that, on the 14th, Owenby got the start at designated hitter, and Susnara caught.
So I was right about Owenby DHing 1 game.
And also, when the Kettleers played at Bourne on June 13th, it was the same situation.
Alrighty. 2-2 misses high and inside. Deuces all across the board. 2-2 count with 2 down in the bottom of the second. Susnara all over another breaking pitch. Again, he drills it foul.
You mentioned it, Susnara's all over Dibble right now. Just a bit out in front of all of these. No matter what Dibble throws, Susnara seems to be out in front of it. He put one over the Bourne Braves bullpen down that right field line, then ripped that one foul into foul territory, but still getting good pieces of them. Just needs to straighten it out a bit.
Kettleers trailing by 5 in the bottom of the second. Here's another 2-2. Dibble misses. Susnara has worked himself a full count. Delay waits on deck. Quinn Brody, the 9-hitter, currently stands in the hole. Dibrell's got what he wants. 3-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. Back-to-back frames in which Tony Dibrell registers 2 strikeouts. He's got 4 in this ball game, and his team holds a 5-0 edge on Cotuit as we head to the 3rd inning at Lowell Park.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod Healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent care.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
If you're looking for quality plumbing and heating work, call Spencer Hallett at 508-428-6080 or visit their website at hallettplumbing.com.
Curry College offers
Top of the 3rd inning at Lowell Park. 5, 6, and 7 due up in the Bourne order. Willie Yon, David McKinnon, and Evan Mendoza to the plate this frame. Yon looks at a 1-0 count, facing off against Josh Robertson, who entered in relief in the 1st inning. Here's his 1-0. Fastball just misses at the outer edge. 2 balls, no strikes. Yon singled in the 1st, part of a string of 4 singles in a row for the Braves, who notched all 5 of their runs in that 1st inning. Broken bat pop-up in the infield. Easy play for Ryan Hagan for out number 1.
Well, good pitch there by Robertson, jamming the right-handed hitting Yon. Clearly shown that by the breaking of the bat right at the handle. And an easy pop-up there for Ryan Hagan at shortstop. Put it away for out number 1.
Now it's David McKinnon. His single was a little chopper over the head of Josh Robertson. McKinnon was the first guy that Robertson faced after replacing David Garrix. The chopper would get past Pat Dorian at second base, and 2 runs scored on the play, making it 4-0. 0-1 is on the outer edge. Robertson is up 0-2.
Robertson rebounding well after that 1st inning, hitting his spots, getting movement on the ball, changing speeds.
Picks a very good spot with his 0-2 delivery, just off the plate with the fastball. One of those runs in the 1st inning was credited to Robertson. All 4 of the others were earned by Garrix. McKinnon stays alive, fouling off an upstairs fastball. And now Cotuit has more action in the bullpen. Justin Hooper getting up. Hooper, the lanky lefty out of UCLA. 1-2 again, poked foul by McKinnon. McKinnon, the former America East Conference Player of the Year. First player in Hartford history to win all conference 3 years in a row. He hits a grounder to Dorian, who knocks it down, but won't be able to throw out McKinnon at first. That'll be the 7th hit of the day for Bourne.
Well, good effort there by Dorian, diving towards his right up the middle, and to cover a pretty good amount of ground just to get to that ball. Wasn't hit extremely hard, but probably would not have gone for a double. Stevenson would have cut that off. But still, Mike Roberts got to like the effort there by Dorian.
Pat Dorian finds himself on the dirt just about as much as anyone else on this team. Of course, he's been at the hot corner more often than anyone else on the team, playing third base. Tonight it's Jordan Pierce. Evan Mendoza at the plate. Another matchup of right-handers. Here's the 1-0. Lifted foul down the first base line. Mendoza 1 for 1 with a single. He was stranded on third base in the first inning. One down and one aboard for Bourne. They're looking to extend their winning streak to 3 this evening. Pop up right side, foul territory. Grayson Genesta can trot over near the Braves dugout and make the grab for out number 2.
Robertson continuing to hit his spots, continuing to pitch well here in the third inning. That one, another one where the Bourne Braves batters aren't getting a good piece of it. Easy pop-up for Genesta in foul territory down the first base line.
Jeremy Eierman digs in. He's 0 for 1 with the strikeout. Robertson delivers a first pitch curveball called for a strike. Lower and outside portion of the plate with that pitch. Kettleers infield playing deep with 2 down. Genesta holding on McKinnon at first. 0-1 pitch. Fastball that skips into the glove of Delay. That was quite a pick. Didn't scoot over to block it and somehow was able to pull it in with the catcher's mitt.
Looked like a first baseman or something over there behind the plate. That one was well outside, the outside edge of the left-handed hitting batter's box.
1-1 misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike for Eierman. Eierman out of Missouri State University. He's hitting .216 on the Cape in 12 games. 3 doubles for him so far, which is 3rd on the Bourne roster. 2-1 offering. Hit into right field. This will get down in front of Brody. The second single of the inning for the Braves and their 8th hit of the contest. They're not done yet in the third. 2 men on with 2 down for the 9-hitter Brennan Breaux.
That's the first real hard hit ball Bourne's had off of Robertson since the first inning. Just a good piece of hitting there by Eierman, taking it the other way into right field. And good job by Brody there to play it on a hop and not allow McKinnon to get the third.
Breaux is a recent addition to the Bourne roster, playing his college ball with teammate Greg Dykman at LSU. This is just his 4th game with the Braves. Hitting an impressive .429 entering this ball game, but he's 0 for 1 tonight with a ground out to short. 1-0, fouled off sharply into the Cotuit dugout. One count with 2 down, and Tim Susnara doing his share as tonight's DH, chasing down that foul ball.
Even when he's not contributing in the field, he's contributing in the field somehow.
Robertson pulls the string and finds the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes now for Breaux.
Can't knock the hustle there, Jason. Can't knock the hustle.
Tim Susnara is all out hustle. Had the sneakiest bunt for a single we might ever see. 1-2 fouled back over our heads. Count at 1 and 2.
Now that was one of the more interesting foul balls. That one just missed the backstop right behind home plate. Then went straight back into the parking lot on a line. hit a Mitsubishi SUV, and then bounced off a Toyota sedan that was driving into the parking lot. Hadn't even parked yet.
Lots of havoc tonight in the Lowell Park parking lot.
Say, if you want your car protected, park a good 1,000 feet away from the playing surface here at Lowell Park.
We really don't know what's going to happen tonight. This game being played under protest. 5 runs in the first inning, a pitching swap. This pitch lifted into left field. Alonzo Jones has a busy first day of work in left. He brings it in, and that does it for Bourne in the third. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left on. The Braves still hold a 5-0 lead on Cotuit after 2.5 innings. We'll be right back after these quick messages.
What's donated here stays here. All blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more about donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive at capecodhealth.org/blood center.
The Sacred Cod Tavern at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is a quintessential New England dining experience for lunch or dinner. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business, has been providing plumbing and heating services to businesses and homeowners on Cape Cod for over 100 years. It's what you'd call local, as Spencer is a 4th-generation member of the business and 12th-generation Cape Codder.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and mobile application development, online at curry.edu.
Jason DeLay gets his first at-bat as a Kettleer here in the bottom of the third, facing off against Tony Dibbrell, who has 4 strikeouts entering this inning. First pitch fastball finds the lower and inside corner of the plate. It'll be DeLay, Brody, and Stevenson for the Kettleers here in the third. Dibbrell through the windup is 0-1. DeLay is under this pitch. High pop-up to right center. And Mangum has it for out number 1.
Well, with a new Kettleer, we got to play Meet the Kettleers. So Jason DeLay, coming out of Johns Creek, Georgia, originally, where he went to Northview High School, attends Vanderbilt University now. Born on March 7th, 1995 in Plano, Texas, son of Tim and Vicky. He has 2 siblings, Kelly and Julia. His mother, Vicky, is a breast cancer survivor. His favorite baseball player is Yadier Molina. His favorite baseball team is the Atlanta Braves. Favorite video games, MLB The Show. Favorite meals, steak. Favorite actor, Ben Stiller. Favorite movies, Interstellar and School of Rock. Favorite late night snack is hummus. Favorite vacation spot is the beach. He claims Bradley Cooper would play him in a movie. Lists solving a Rubik's Cube as his oddest talent. We got to get him up here and see that. He's roommates with Brian Reynolds and Kyle Wright, who was originally supposed to come to the Kettleers this year.
All the connections we're finding.
Oh, I know. He was the recipient of the John W. and Ann Johnson Athletic Scholarship, and quote, or he chose Vanderbilt because he, quote, loved every single thing about it. Thanks for playing. Meet the Kettleers.
Quinn Brody at the plate, facing a 1-2 count now. He ropes a pitch out to right center. Mangum is under it. Makes the catch for out number 2.
Brody's continuing to hit the ball well. Just got a little underneath that, and it hung up long enough for Mangum to go over and make the play. But it's definitely a positive sign for this Kettleers team and Mike Roberts and the rest of the coaching staff that Brody's hitting the ball well and seems to have straightened things out in the outfield.
Top of the order comes back to the plate now with Cal Stevenson. He grounded out to Tony Dibbrell, the pitcher in the first inning. First pitch misses high and outside. think my favorite from that list of Jason DeLay favorites was the late night snack of hummus. Definitely unique.
Well, I just
and
find
School of Rock on favorite movies.
I find it interesting because when we interviewed Matt Rupenthal, who came up here into the booth, who's Jason's teammate at Vanderbilt, he said his favorite actor was Bradley Cooper. And now Jason says Bradley Cooper would play himself in a movie.
But his favorite actor is Ben Stiller.
So we'll have to talk to him about some of these things. But
How do they choose these?
Who knows? Maybe just pick names out of a hat, but maybe just a big Ben Stiller fan.
Was it also Rupenthal whose listed favorite musician was Nickelback?
It was. Although he said that was more of a inside joke with some of his teammates than anything else.
Well, these guys are all rock stars.
I can't believe you just said that. I can't.
Base is empty, 2 down, 2-2 pitch. Misses Lone outside.
I think I should just take over the rest of the broadcast now.
Well, you got it next inning, so.
You're grounded, Jason. You're a rock star. I hope you know that, Jason.
Thanks, Hayden. I appreciate it. This pitch lined into left field. Cal Stevenson showing off the skills, rounding first, and he'll have to hold up. Thought about stretching into a double, thinks better of it. Still a 2-out single for the Kettleers, and it'll bring up Grayson Genista.
Stevenson doing a good job there. Low and outside pitch from Dibble, going the opposite way. You know, if the Braves can do it, why can't the Kettleers just dropping one in down the left field line for a base hit?
That was hit pretty deep out to left, too, down the line. He got a good piece of that pitch on the outer half. Now it's Genista. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Deverell forced to work from the stretch now. Stevenson going on the pitch, and Genista fouls it off into the third base bleachers. Five nothing the scoreline. Bourne on top of Cotuit. The Braves have defeated the Kettleers in both of their prior 2 meetings so far this season. Those games were back-to-back, June 13th and 14th. Genista hits one on a line to center. Diving back in is Bro. He won't catch it. Stevenson was going with the pitch. Will score from first. Genista running into third, and he'll get there standing up. Cotuit on the board here in the third, making it a 5-1 ball game.
Well, Grayson Genista hit that on a line to center field. It almost looked like Brennan Bro tripped out there or something, just lost his footing, kind of went into a half trip, half slide, and allowed it to get past him. That will go as an error. So Grayson reaches third on the E8, but still a well-hit ball to center field.
Here's Pat Dorian. He squares, drops it down. The catcher Wong will have to field and throw to first, and his throw does beat Dorian, who dove head first trying to beat it out. He can't do so. Cotuit's half of the third is over, but they're on the scoreboard. 1 run coming on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on. As we head to the 4th inning, we'll send it down to our field reporter, John Perez, who has this update.
Yeah, guys, the biggest news of the day is the addition of Vanderbilt catcher Jason DeLay. And, you know, Cotuit already had 4 catchers coming into yesterday when DeLay was activated. So that meant that somebody had to go, and let's first go with the addition DeLay. DeLay had a home run and 38 RBIs this year, hit about 240 or so. He's a veteran pitch caller, and he's a veteran of the Cape. He played for Bourne in his last 2 stints on the Cape over the last 2 years. So he definitely has a lot of veteran leadership that he can lead. Coach Mike Roberts has always talked about how he wants veteran catchers behind the plate to call their own games. DeLay is certainly up for that challenge. Now let's talk about the departure. Hagen Owenbink, who actually played pretty well for Cotuit, was the pretty much starting catcher, played in more games than not behind the dish for the Kettleers. he heads to Chatham because Mike Roberts honestly had nowhere else that he could have played O&B and then also played delay and then have to manage Corey Voss, Albie Wise, and along with Corey Voss, Albie Wise, and just manage all of those catchers. Tim Sestera is the other catcher. Excuse me, it's been a long day. But nonetheless, you'd have to imagine O&B was the odd man out. He's going to the College World Series Home Run Derby very soon. And he can swing the bat, and he does a good job behind the plate. So Mike Roberts called around the league, and Chatham was the only phone call that picked up. It was John Schniffner, and of course Schiffner and Roberts have a really good relationship. Roberts sent his son Brian to play for Chatham back in the day when Roberts was the coach at Wareham. But with that said, O&B, a big loss for the Kettleers. They're hoping that delay can make up for it, but O&B's been pretty good. We'll actually see him tomorrow here at Lowell Park as the Chatham Anglers come on over to Cotuit. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, John, and we're back here at Lowell Park in the top of the 4th inning. As Josh Robertson still on the mound for Cotuit, and it's the top of the order for the Bourne Braves. Jake Mangum digs in, left-handed batter. And the count even at 1-1 to the right fielder out of Mississippi State. Mangum 1 for 2 on the night, singled in the first, and struck out looking in the second. I'm Aiden Doyle, joined alongside by Jason Doro, as Mangum fouls this one back and over the head of a young child, as that one skips down the parking lot and at least 9 kids run after it. So 1-2 the count to Jake Mangum. 5-1, still the score here in Cotuit. Braves on top of the Kettleers. Robertson working from the windup, kicks and fires. This one's blooped into left center field, charging is Stevenson, and he'll put it away for out number 1.
Stevenson looks like the Energizer Bunny out there. He's always moving. It's not always in the right direction necessarily. Like, didn't originally look like he had a good beat on that ball. He was kind of gyrating back and forth until he finally picked it out. But he's always moving and moving at least somewhat in the right direction, making progress on a play.
Well, he put it away for out number 1 as number 2 hitter Justin Yurchik digs in and takes a breaking ball in over the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
Same holds true on the base pass. We saw him go from first to home on that triple from Grayson Genista. Most players would have scored, but Stevenson was home in a heartbeat.
And the fastball from Robertson fouled back off the hood of a Honda Accord. Luckily not my Honda Accord. Thank goodness. So 0-2 the count on Yurchik.
You know where to park by now.
Oh, all the interns know where to park. As Yurchik grounds this one back up the middle and through into center field for a single in between Dorian and Hagan. So the Braves have a runner aboard here with 1 down in the top of the 4th for number 3 hitter Connor Wong. Wong 1 for 2 on the night. Has reached base both times, but reached on a fielder's choice back in the first. Would come around to score as one of those 5 Braves runs that scored in the top of the first and singled in the second. And he bats here with a runner on first against a right-handed throw-in Robertson. After fouling one over the Braves dugout, 0-1 the count on Wong. Righty-righty matchup here. Robertson comes to a set, kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses high and inside. Knocked down by delay, and Yurchik retreats back to first. So 1-1 the count on Wong. As Robertson comes to a set, kicks and fires. Yurchik takes off for second. Throw down in time as Dorian able to scoop it, and somewhat of a collision there at second base. So Wong swings through the pitch, so 1-2 the count now on Wong. And Yurchik caught stealing by Jason DeLay.
That wasn't the ideal throw from DeLay, but he still had it on the right line, and thus the Kettleers had the opportunity to lay the tag on the stealing Yurchak at second. Earlier in the ball game, DeLay sent a much better throw down to second, and it was on a tougher pitch to handle. So it's funny how one play to the next you'll have some inconsistency. Still, a good arm shown off by the Kettleer catcher.
Well, now Mike Roberts coming out to talk to the home plate umpire. Some more confusion here at Lowell Park as Yurchik is halfway between the first baseline and the Braves dugout. Now he'll retreat back to the dugout. Still a little unsure of what's going on here at Lowell Park. Scoreboard shows 2 outs and a 1-2 count, and Yurchik is indeed in the Braves dugout. Looks like they'll get things started here, so not sure what that was about. And it doesn't really matter here as Robertson throws a breaking ball in the dirt, but that one gets away from DeLay. So Wong will strike out and reach base for the 3rd time tonight. On the 3rd strike that got away from Jason DeLay behind the plate.
It's been an adventure for Jason DeLay behind home plate in his first start. Nothing against him or his play so far tonight, just the situations he's been put in, a lot of wild pitches, a lot of pitches in the dirt, and it's caused some issues for him, and at the same time, he's handled a lot of them very well. A couple of nice throws down to second, like previously mentioned.
And now Greg Dykman lines one into right field past a diving Pat Dorian for a base hit. Now the Braves have a runners on first and second with 2 down here in the top of the 4th.
Dykman really had Robertson tied up there. Saw the fastball over the plate and got good lumber on it, turning it into right field.
So 2 runners aboard with 2 down here in the top of the 4th inning. Willie Yawn, 3rd baseman out of the University of Connecticut, coming to the plate for Bourne. 1 for 2 on the night, singled in the 1st, and it would come around to score before popping out to the shortstop Hagan in the 3rd. Robertson misses low and outside, so Yawn ahead in the count. 1 ball, no strikes. Robertson working from the stretch. Looks back at Wong. Now ready, kicks and fires and blows an off-speed pitch past Yawn. So count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Robertson comes to a set. Kicks and delivers. Breaking ball but misses high. And the right-hander out of UNC Wilmington behind in the count. 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2-1 the count on Yawn. Robertson looking into Jason DeLay. Gets what he wants. And here's the 2-1 grounded towards second. Fielded by Pat Dorian. On to first in time for out number 3. So the Braves leave 2 runners on, no runs on 2 hits, no errors. 2 men left on base after 3.5. Bourne 5, Cotuit 1. You're listening to Kettleers Baseball.
Summer baseball's underway. People get ready for a brand new day. So grab your hat and grab your glove. We gotta cheer for the team we love. The ball's racing down the line. Come on, coach, give them a sign. The runner's waiting, he's ready to steal. The Kettleers are gonna seal the deal. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Playing baseball the Cape Cod way. Kettleers are gonna win today. So dock your skiff and take a walk past the coop. It's 5 o'clock. Head on down to Lowell Park. We'll keep on playing till it gets dark. But first we've got a game to win. Give that pitch plenty of spin. Let's go, boys, let's get it done. We want to see a Cotuit home run.
Back here at Lowell Park for the bottom of the 4th inning, where the Braves lead the Kettleers 5-1. Jordan Pierce leading things off for the Kettleers, and he swings through the breaking ball from Tony DeBrell there. So third baseman out of the University of Nevada falls behind 0-1 and launches one down the right field line. This one hooking foul, though, and that one will get out of play. So 0-2 the count on Jordan Pierce. I'm Aiden Doyle, and now we're joined alongside in the booth by Taylor Lehman, left-handed pitcher for the Kettleers this season out of Penn State, as Pierce swings through the off-speed pitch for strike 3. So 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Taylor, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. We like having guys up here in the press box. Adds a little bit of different perspective to the game. And now you threw 5 no-hit innings the other night when the YD Red Sox came to town. And what was working for you that night? Because it seemed like everything was.
I mean, 2 of my 3 pitches were working really well. I didn't get my changeup working until probably the second to last inning of the game. But I was able to get ahead with my fastball in most counts and then use my slider to get people out.
As Ryan Hagan steps to the plate now for the Kettleers and swings through that breaking ball from DeBrell. So Hagan behind the count, 0-2. Now, you were originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, so a city atmosphere. Now, were you born and raised a Pirates fan, I'm assuming?
Yes, sir.
Now, they're struggling a bit this season. You think?
Yeah, they are.
Think it's a tough division with the Cardinals and the Cubs. You think they can get back on track?
Yeah, they should be. I mean, the Cubs are hard to beat, and the Cardinals, I feel like year in, year out, even with whoever, they have different players every year, but somehow they get it done. But yeah, definitely, probably, I'd say the hardest division in baseball, but hopefully they'll figure it out a little bit for the end of the season.
Now, you pitch for Penn State, obviously more known as a football school than anything else.
Yep.
Do you find it maybe a little bit easier to pitch in a school where baseball isn't the main attraction, or would you rather baseball be a bigger deal in State College?
I don't know if it's easier to pitch there, but maybe it's getting to be we're getting to like a decent amount of fans now, and we've been putting pretty good seasons back together now, and once it gets warm out, we usually have a decent showing. But yeah, either way, like you can make the most out of either way, I guess.
Now, it says you played golf in high school.
Yeah, I did.
Do you have you played any golf up here on the Cape? I know Pat Dorian got out and played a bit.
Yeah, he went out yesterday, but I haven't been out yet since I've been here. Maybe this upcoming Thursday on my off day I can get out.
Well, Jason Doro and myself are both avid golfers, so anytime you want to hit the links, we're all ears.
Yeah, no doubt.
And also another interesting fact that people may not know about you went to Cuba.
Yeah.
And played in a tournament there. Would you like to tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I guess we were the first college team to visit Cuba since there's been a little bit of I guess like the embargo's been lifted a little bit, and it was a good experience. We played 5 games, won 2 of them, and lost 2 others by one run. So we played pretty well down there. It was fun. I guess they don't have colleges down there, so we were playing their pro teams. And it was funny playing against like guys that are in their like 30s, but it's a little different, but it was a lot of fun.
Now, pitching here on the Kettleers, a little bit different than pitching in State College or originally coming from Pittsburgh, as Alonzo Jones reaches on the walk. So the Kettleers have a base runner with 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th. How have you liked Cape Cod so far?
It's been a lot of fun so far. Baseball, it's been great, and other than baseball, I mean, I've found myself having a lot of fun. It's definitely a good place to be in the summer, I'll tell you that.
Now, yesterday you had an off day, and like you mentioned, Thursday another off day for the Kettleers as well as the rest of the Cape Cod League. How have you been spending your time away from baseball and away from Lowell Park?
Yesterday I went out fishing with my host dad. He has a boat, so we went out with like deep sea fishing, I guess you could say. It was a good time.
Cape Cod certainly known for their beaches, and then fishing, obviously a major part of the economy here on the Cape.
Yeah.
As DeBrill throws over to first and Jones dives back safely. Tim Susnara, designated hitter tonight for the Kettleers, stepping to the plate. Now, we've had a lot of guys in here asked a lot of strange questions. We're looking for that one unique talent that really separates you from the pack. Completely irrelevant to baseball. Forget, the left-hander throwing some nasty breaking balls in the upper 80s, low 90s. What's that one talent that nobody else on this Kettleers team has?
That's a good one. I got to think about that one for a second. No, I want my talent to be juggling. I've been working on that lately, but not very good at it. But I don't know. I guess I got to develop a new talent because I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Now, we thought about this question when Justin Hooper came in. The high sock look. You're listed at 6'8".
Yeah.
Is it your look? Have you always had the high socks, or is it just because the Kettleers couldn't find pants?
A little bit of both. Yeah, we definitely don't have pants that are long enough to wear them down for me, but that's no problem because I usually wear my pants up anyway. So, not a bad look.
Well, Connor Wong catches Alonzo Jones trying to steal second for the third out of the bottom of the fifth. That'll complete 5 full innings here at Lowell Park, and the Braves still hold a 5-1 lead over the Cotuit Kettleers. That was Taylor Lehman, reliever the other day for the Kettleers on the 25th of June through 5 no-hit innings, earning my stud of the game honors for the Kettleers. Taylor, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, we'll be back after these short messages.
The Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod is keeping Cape Cod positively different by partnering with community organizations like the Kettleers and the Cape Cod Baseball League. With 9 convenient branches from Falmouth to Harwich and everywhere with mobile banking. Visit mycapecodbank.com to learn more.
The Kettleers and Cotuit Athletic Association welcome Spencer Hollett Plumbing and Heating and the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod as members of the exclusive Kettleers Club in 2016.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clamping. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. Learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more. Visit curry.edu.
Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod Healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent care.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists, who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
If you're looking for quality plumbing and heating work, call Spencer Hallett at 508-428-6080 or visit their website at hallettplumbing.com.
Back here at Lowell Park for the top of the 5th inning, where the Cotuit Kettleers trail the Bourne Braves by a score of 5-1. Pitching change for the Kettleers as Mike Roberts goes to the bullpen for the second time tonight. Justin Hooper, big left-hander out of the University of California, Los Angeles, now on the mound for Cotuit, and he'll face David McKinnon, tonight's left fielder for Bourne, who takes a strike over the outside part of the plate. I'm Aiden Doyle, joined alongside by another Kettleers left-hander, Jared Paget, now in the booth. Jared, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Now, you're originally from Graceville, Florida. You attend Mississippi State. Neither one of those places, I feel like, is anything like Cape Cod.
Right. Yeah.
How are you enjoying the change of scenery so far?
Well, it's definitely a different part of the U.S. for sure, and I've been about every corner, I guess, except the Northwest. I ain't been up in the Oregon, Washington parts yet, but it is beautiful, man. It is a unique place here in the Cape for sure.
Well, Hooper strikes out McKinnon for the first out of the inning, so now Evan Mendoza stepping to the plate. And how have you liked playing, obviously, for the Kettleers? You got the same colors for the most part as the Bulldogs do, so not much. I'm sure you could even bring up some Bulldog socks and nobody would know the difference. But how has it been playing for Cotuit so far this season?
It's been awesome, man. Coach Roberts is a really great guy, a great coach with just, he cares for every player on this team, and that really speaks for itself, especially coming off the year that I just had freshman at Mississippi State. So, I've really enjoyed it, and I've learned a lot, and I'm just excited to pitch for this team for sure.
Hooper fires an off-speed pitch that Mendoza swings through, so the second baseman out of North Carolina State and Raleigh's behind at the count 0-2. Now, originally from Florida, it says you had offers from the Gators as well as the Seminoles in Tallahassee. What made you choose Mississippi State over the in-state schools?
Well, I grew up a Florida Gator, and I always wanted to be one. But there's just I went on several visits: South Carolina, Florida, Florida State, Mississippi State. I mean, you name them. I don't know. It just kind of Mississippi State is by far the most unique place in college baseball, and I think a lot of people or a lot of guys that play for other college teams could speak on that as well. And it's just there's just no other place to play college baseball than at Mississippi State, and insane environment. So it's something special for sure.
Now, Mississippi State more recently was one of the best college football programs in the country. Dak Prescott obviously leading the way at quarterback for the Bulldogs. In high school, it says you were an all-state quarterback. It says you had several FBS offers now.
Yeah, I had a few. I got my first from Western Michigan, which was insane, and I enjoyed it. That was my first offer, and I was a junior in high school, and I just couldn't have been more excited, honestly. And then I got the one that took me by surprise was South Carolina, being able to possibly be a dual sport athlete over there. But I have enjoyed the whole process of everything. So
now I was just about to say, you got drafted in the 26th round coming out of high school.
Right.
Now you're up here pitching in the Cape League. Could you become a two-sport athlete? Could you be the next Deion Sanders, Bo Jackson?
I don't know about all that. I'm trying to put all my eggs in a basket and figure things out. So I think baseball's the way for me for sure. So.
Well, it's certainly worked out pretty well for you so far. Now you list your favorite baseball player as David Price, who's obviously pitching for the Red Sox right now. Any plans to go up to Fenway at some point during the season besides the workout day up there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I plan on going over there and watching a few games, and I've never been to Fenway, so, that's something in itself. That's a unique ballpark, and I'm kind of looking forward to going up there and watching them play.
As Hooper kicks and fires a fastball that misses high, so 3-0 the count on Jeremy Ironman after Mendoza reached on the infield single. So the Braves with a man aboard here, one down in the top of the fifth. Now, I have to admit, I don't want to scare you here. You list your biggest fear as being eaten by a shark.
Yeah, could you imagine?
You are aware that there are sharks off of the coast of Cape Cod.
I'm aware that the Cape is one of the most prominent places for some sharks. So, yes, I am 100% aware. But, believe it or not, yesterday we had an off day and went to the beach, and your boy went in the ocean, so I can't complain.
I was saying that was my next question. Was have you been in the ocean yet?
I have. I've been at least neck deep, so can't complain. Didn't see any sharks, so that's a plus.
You know what's sad is you've been deeper in the ocean than I have so far, and I'm originally from here, and so I'm used to the sharks.
Right.
I feel like everyone's afraid of being eaten by a shark.
Well, I mean, could you picture yourself in the water and just seeing a fin, and then just like, wow, I think my life's about to end. You know what I'm saying? Like, I couldn't imagine.
I don't like picturing these things.
I know. You know, it's kind of frightening to imagine. So.
As Jason Doral chirps in, what if you saw a sea wolf? As the topic of what is a sea wolf and the legend of the sea wolf become a pretty popular discussion topic up here in the booth. Cal Becker chiming in his Sonoma State version of the sea wolf. We've heard the Stony Brook version of sea wolf. You know, all these mythical creatures. Mississippi State got it right, just going with it. You know, an animal that everyone knows, the bulldog, that's equally as intimidating.
Oh, I agree. They are mean looking.
They are mean looking, I'm telling you. Now, there's got to be a rivalry though, being an SEC school with Georgia, both of you guys being the Bulldogs. How does that work out?
To be honest with you, man, they're just names, I guess. You know, I think both schools kind of speak for themselves as far as athletics, you know, and track record and all that. But I mean, hey, being a Bulldog's being a Bulldog, so it is what it is.
Now, going back to the baseball side of things, because I mean that's what we're here for.
Right.
We're here on the Cape as Justin Hooper ahead in the count 1-2 to Brennan Bro. 2 runners on for Bourne as Hooper kicks in, fires a breaking ball. This one's grounded foul down the first base line. Count stays at 1-2. Mike Roberts is known for developing changeups. You come in for the most part. I don't know your entire pitch repertoire, but a lot of scouting report shows powerful fastball and a possibility for a terrific breaking ball. How's the changeup coming along?
This past year, I think my biggest development has definitely been a changeup. It's not just a third pitch for me anymore. It's actually a changeup. You know, it's got a lot of movement to it, and it does good work for me. And since I've pitched up here, I've thrown it quite a bit. So it is definitely almost a catch right there.
Well, that one drops in as Alonzo Jones tried to lunge for it. So now the bases are loaded for Bourne.
Right.
So
what was the question? I'm sorry.
The changeup's coming along.
Yeah. The changeup's good. It's a great pitch for me now, and I threw it my own way at state, but Coach Roberts has kind of told me about the slip. Well, he's told everybody about the slip. I know if you come here and you play for the Cotuit Kettleers, you're gonna throw a slip pitch. So we've been working on that and developing it, and it can be a nasty pitch when you get the right feel for it. So.
Well, that is for sure. Now, you appeared in 4 games this season for Mississippi State, none of which were starts.
Right.
As this one's grounded to first, and the double play is completed 3-2, back to 3. So the Kettleers get out of a bases-loaded jam. So 4 appearances, none of them starts. Do you envision yourself more as a starter with that 3-pitch mix, or do you like working out of the bullpen?
For sure. You know, I mean, coming out of where I came from and just pitching my entire life, you know, I've kind of viewed myself as a starter, you know, possibly a big league starter one day, and I fully believe in that, and that's what I'm definitely shooting for next year at state. So.
All right. Now, I know we just had Taylor Lehman on for the first half of the end. He's been a stud of the game.
Right.
That's got to be way up there on the goals list here, is to be the stud of the game for the Kettleers.
Right.
Well, I'm sure that's never been talked about ever besides me, but that is Jared Padgett, everyone. Jared, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right. After 4.5 innings here at Lowell Park, Bourne still on top of Cotuit 5-1. We'll be back right after this.
Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod Healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent care.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists, who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. HIBU, made for business.
5-1 the score here at Lowell Park. Bourne on top of Cotuit. Tim Susnora shows bunt but takes it back as the pitch misses down low for ball one. I'm Aiden Doyle, joined alongside now by Jason Doro. You guys know him. He's back in the booth after taking a short hiatus there, as Taylor Lehman and Jared Padgett came into the booth for some in-game interviews. Jason, how's it feel to be back?
I just love the mid-game entertainment that I've got here these last couple times at Lowell Park, because you've had these 4, 5, 6 frames just because of how these games have lined up, home and road, and love to see where these interviews go from the back of the booth.
Nothing like talking about Seawolves. We have talked about Seawolves way too much here in the booth.
At least 4 games. At least 4 games, I know. I'm keeping track.
I think if they were to make a new pillow pet, they should make a Seawolf, but that's just me.
I'm all in for that.
As the pitch misses well in front of the plate, so 2-2 the count now to Tim Susnara, as he leads things off in the bottom of the fifth. Susnara 0 for 1, struck out swinging back in second, as DeBrill, working from the windup, kicks and fires, and this one's lined to the left field. That'll get down, and it's cut off nicely by McKinnon. Susnara takes a big turnaround first, but he'll retreat back with a leadoff single.
One of the best pieces of hitting that we've seen out of the Kettleers today. Great pitch from Dibrell. Low and outside. Good velocity on the pitch, kind of tailing away from the plate. And Tim Susnara able to just slap it out into left field.
Well, that'll bring up the newbie Kettleer, Jason DeLay, making his first appearance for Cotuit this season tonight. 0 for 1, flew out to right in his first at-bat. And now he bats here with a runner aboard and nobody down in the bottom of the fifth. Takes ball one low and outside from DeBrill. Blocked nicely by Connor Wong, so Susnara holds at first. But now DeBrill working from the stretch, looks into Wong, gets what he wants. Kicks and fires. Fastball in at the knees on the inner half of the plate. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. We ran through the bio of Jason DeLay from the Vanderbilt website and the first edition of Meet the Kettleers, which seems kind of strange considering we're 15 games into the season.
It just wasn't dibbed Meet the Kettleers.
Yeah, we've done this. I mean, considering how many interviews we've done, we've gotten to know these guys pretty well, and I hope those of you listening or watching, if you're on YouTube, have gotten to know them somewhat well as well.
And there should be more to come.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of interviews to come for the rest of this season. We've only played, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 8th home game. So we still have 14 more home games to go. And which means 28 more players to interview.
We're both having math issues today.
Well, DeLay goes down swinging for the first out of the inning. So now 1 down for number 9 hitter Quinn Brody with a runner aboard. As DeBrill, working from the stretch, kicks and fires. This one's grounded in between short and third and into left field for a base hit. The second hit of the inning for the Kettleers and Brody's first hit of the night. And the Kettleers have something going with 1 down here in the 5th with a runner in scoring position and the top of the order coming up.
This seems like the point in the game where Cotuit can get themselves back into this contest. DeBrill has, for the most part, really owned the Kettleers at the plate. Now they have 2 men on, a pair of lefties, both going with outside pitches and sending them to left field. Now you have the top of the order at the plate with 2 men on and just 1 out. Have to make this inning count somehow, whether it's 1 run, 2 runs, chip into that deficit.
Cal Stevenson in the box now, left-handed batter. Headed to the University of Arizona next season as DeBrill kicks and fires. An off-speed pitch misses high. Arizona in the College World Series final now. They won Game 1 last night over Coastal Carolina. So they're 1 win away from winning the College World Series. As DeBrill steps off the mound for a second, working from the stretch. And he's not the only Wildcat on this team. Corey Voss plans to transfer to Arizona as well next year, as Stevenson shows bunt but takes it back as the pitch misses low and outside. So Stevenson ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes, as well as Rio Gomez, left-handed reliever currently on the Arizona roster, is scheduled to come to the Kettleers later in the season. So Arizona, or the Kettleers being represented, and Wildcats being represented. Everyone, it's a Kettleers Wildcats party. Let's just put it that way, and everybody's invited. As DeBrell misses low and outside, so Stevenson had in the count 3-0, with 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th.
And let's not forget the Kettleer-Chanticleer combination coming down once the College World Series completes.
That is true. We have 2 players supposed to come from Coastal Carolina, as Stevenson takes strike 1. Jason Billis, right-handed pitcher, as well as Bobby Holmes, another right-handed pitcher. So some pitching on the way for the Kettleers as Stevenson calls time.
Which is good. You can always use more pitching, especially when these guys have been throwing since February. They've been playing games since February. So this is a long season for 19 to 21-year-olds. But right now, like we talked about before this game, what the Kettleers really need is more hitting.
Well, they have the bases loaded here as Stevenson reaches on the walk. And now Bourne's pitching coach will take a slow walk out to the mound to have a visit with Tony DeBrell. So bases loaded for Cotuit. 1 down, and Grayson Genesta coming to the plate. Genesta 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out looking in the first. Hit a rocket to center field in the third, but it got past Brennan Bro and was ruled an error on the center fielder. Genesta eventually reached third, but was stranded there. So 0 for 2 on the night, but he has a chance to do some damage here. Can tie the game with 1 swing of the bat. But in a game like this, still with 3 full innings to play, at least. Well, you signal 4, but we're in the bottom of the 5th. So, well, all right. So, yes, technically, okay. Yeah, 4 full innings. Math once again strikes again.
It could be 3 5/6.
It could be. So therefore, not
technically
4. And I'm right. So Genesta coming to the plate, flies this one in the air to left field, slicing towards the foul line, and that one will get out of play. So 0-1 the count on the first baseman out of Wichita State. You know, math's always been an issue for me. It continues to be. That rhymed. So once again, the words and the English and the history part, I'm all set, but the math, no. As Genesta calls time. So 0-1 to Genesta, 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Braves in double play depth. No breeze here at Lowell Park right now. Genesta, a left-handed batter against a right-handed throwing DeBrell, who kicks and fires, and this one's fouled off down the third base line again. Genesta behind in the count, 0-2.
Now you really have to protect because Cotuit really wants to put the ball in play here. Force Bourne to get that out at home or make the decision to possibly give you a run because that middle infield is playing deep right now. They're at double play depth, and the corners aren't necessarily all that far in either.
The 0-2 in the dirt. The appeal to the second base umpire says Genesta did not go and checks his swing. So the count moves to 1-2. One and two the count on the first baseman out of Wichita State. Digs in now as DeBrell comes to a set, kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses just high. Wong tries to frame that one and gets some cheers, or jeers, really depends, from the Braves dugout over there wanting that pitch. So the count evens at 2 balls, 2 strikes to Genesta. Genesta, who bats here with the bases loaded. Outfield playing him straight away. DeBrell kicks and fires and misses low. Count runs full.
Good job by Genista. That 1-2 pitch really took some guts to take. Maybe he laid off it as soon as it was out of the hand of DeBrell and looks high. But it had some great break on it, and it definitely got down below the letters before it found home plate.
Genista calls time. Count still full. As Genista digs back into the box now. DeBrell looking into Wong for the sign. Gets what he wants. Comes to a set. Here's the payoff pitch. And that's roped into right field for a base hit. And Sosnara comes in to score. And Brody will be held at third base as Stevenson moves to second. And Grayson Genista has himself an RBI single. And the Kettleers cut the deficit to 3.
That's huge for Grayson Genista. His 6th hit of the season, and he gets his first RBI right there as he plates Sosnara. And what an excellent at-bat. Falls behind 0-2, then has the eye to watch Dibble miss 3 times, forces him to put a pitch over the plate, and then ropes it into right field. Great at-bat from Genista.
And the Braves will go to the bullpen now with the bases still loaded here in the bottom of the 5th and still 1 down. We're going to take a short break here as the new pitcher comes in for Bourne. You're listening to Kettleers Baseball.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
If you're looking for quality plumbing and heating work, call Spencer Hallett at 508-428-6080 or visit their website at hallettplumbing.com.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at curry.edu.
What's donated here stays here. All blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more about donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive at capecodhealth.org/blood center.
The Sacred Cod Tavern at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is a quintessential New England dining experience for lunch or dinner. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business, has been providing plumbing and heating services to businesses and homeowners on Cape Cod for over 100 years. It's what you'd call local, as Spencer is a 4th-generation member of the business and 12th-generation Cape Codder.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and mobile application development, online at curry.edu.
The Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod is keeping Cape Cod positively different by partnering with community organizations like the Kettleers and the Cape Cod Baseball League, with 9 convenient branches from Falmouth to Harwich and everywhere with mobile banking. Visit mycapecodbank.com to learn more.
The Kettleers and Cotuit Athletic Association welcome Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating and the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod as members of the exclusive Kettleers Club in 2016.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals.
Pat Dorian coming to the plate now with the bases loaded and 1 down, and he chops this one to first. Fielded on a hop by Yurchek, and he'll take it himself. But another run comes to the plate as Quinn Brody crosses the plate on the ground out by Dorian.
That's all you ask for out of your hitter when you got 1 down and the bases loaded. Make sure you get another run home. Slow chopper down the first baseline will do it. Crosses Brody. And now Cotuit has 2 men in scoring position. the tying run down at second base and a pinch hitter at the plate in Josh Shaw.
Well, the new pitcher is Chad Linsman, right-handed pitcher out of the University of Nebraska, a Cornhusker, another great nickname in college sports. And now, like you mentioned, Josh Shaw, the pinch hitter for the Kettleers, replacing Jordan Pierce. Pierce was 0 for 2 tonight before being replaced by the right-handed hitter out of St. John's. So it'll be a righty-righty matchup here. 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. Bourne on top, 5-3. 2 runners in scoring position for Cotuit. And the pitch is grounded to third, fielded by Jan. Throw on to first in time. And that'll do it here in the 5th. But the Kettleers get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. After 5 full, Bourne 5, Cotuit 3. You're locked in, Kettleers baseball.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod Healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists, who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
If you're looking for quality plumbing and heating work, call Spencer Hallett at 508-428-6080 or visit their website at hallettplumbing.com.
Top of the 6th here at Lowell Park. Braves on top of the Kettleers by a score of 5-3. I'm Aiden Doyle, joined alongside by Jason Doro. Justin Hooper still on the mound for Cotuit, and Justin Yurchik leading things off for the Braves. Lefty-lefty matchup here as Hooper misses inside with the fastball, so the count 1-0 to the first baseman out of Binghamton University. Hooper misses outside once again. 2-0 the count. Yurchik 1 for 2 on the night. Walked in the first, grounded out to second in the second before singling and then being caught stealing in the fourth. But he works count 3-0 here. And the left-handed Hooper kicks and fires. This one finds the zone. Count moves to 3-1.
Tim Susnara jogging out to the Kettleer bullpen. I think maybe he's also serving as a bullpen catcher on this designated hitter day.
It's certainly a possibility as Hooper finds the outside part of the plate. So the count runs full to Yurchik. And some defensive switches. Dorian now in at third, as he was replaced by Josh Shaw at the plate. As Yurchik flies this one to left, Alonzo Jones moving towards the line, and he puts it away for out number 1. So Shaw now at second, Dorian at third. Batting order obviously still the same. And now the number 3 hitter, Connor Wong, stepping to the plate against the left-handed throwing Justin Hooper. Wong 1 for 3 tonight, yet has reached base 3 times. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first, but would come around to score. singled in the second, and struck out swinging in the fourth, but the pitch got away from delay and reached base. And he shows bunt on the first pitch, but takes it back as pitch misses high. So 1-0 the count on Wong. And he takes a cut at the fastball from Hooper and gets nothing, so the count evens at 1-1. Wong out of the University of Houston came into this game batting .351. And he swings through the off-speed pitch from Hooper, so Wong behind in the count 1-2. Greg Dykman waits on deck as Hooper kicks and fires. Off-speed pitch misses high. 2 balls, 2 strikes down to Wong.
Kettleers have a right-hander up in their bullpen. It's Eddie Mole. Mole, like David Garrix, who started this game, one of the top pitchers ERA-wise for Cotuit this season.
As Wong chops this one to third. Fielded on hop, but bobbled by Dorian, and Wong will reach on the E5. So Wong now 1 for 4 tonight, but has reached base all 4 times.
That's wild. Just the single in the second, and somehow he's found his way aboard 4 times. A drop third strike, that error, and a fielder's choice.
Now Greg Dykman, left-handed hitting designated hitter out of LSU, coming to the plate. Dykman 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run scored tonight. 1 down here in the top of the 6th. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Kettleers in double play defense. Hooper fires over to first to check on Wong, who just turns and steps on the bag. Willie Yawn waits on deck. Here's the pitch from Hooper, and this one's chopped towards first. First tagged by Genesta, and throw down to second in time for the double play. 3-6, and the Kettleers get out of it with the old pitcher's best friend. No runs on no hits, 1 error. No men left on base after 5.5. Bourne 5, Cotuit 3. You're listening to Kettleers Baseball.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at curry.edu.
What's donated here stays here. All blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more about donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive at capecodhealth.org/blood center.
The Sacred Cod Tavern at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is a quintessential New England dining experience for lunch or dinner. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business, has been providing plumbing and heating services to businesses and homeowners on Cape Cod for over 100 years. It's what you'd call local, as Spencer is a 4th-generation member of the business and 12th-generation Cape Codder.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and mobile application development, online at curry.edu.
Ryan Hagan leading things off here for the Kettleers in the bottom of the 6th inning. 0 for 2 tonight with 2 strikeouts, and he bats now against the right-handed pitcher Chad Linsman, who took over for Tony DeBrell last inning. Linsman misses inside as Hagan ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. I'm Aiden Doyle, joined alongside by Jason Doro. You know us. We're here for every game. As Linsman misses low and outside with the breaking ball. Hagan ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. And we hope that you like that we're here for every game. We hope you aren't hoping it's somebody else that you tune on one day and, oh, thank God it's somebody else and not us. Righty-righty matchup here as Hagen takes the off-speed pitch from Linsman over the outside part of the plate. 2-1 now to count to the shortstop out of Mercer. And here's the 2-1 from Linsman. Fastball misses low and outside. Hagen now ahead in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike. Bourne on top, 5-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. As Linsman kicks in, fires. Off speed pitch. This one catches the zone, so the count runs full to Hagen to lead things off here in the 6th.
It's not going to be easy to beat Linsman. Entered this game with a perfect ERA.
And here's the payoff. This one's skied in the air to center field. Moving to his right is Bro. Calls off McKinnon. Camps underneath it for out number 1. So Hagen flies out to left, or excuse me, center, for the first out at the bottom of the 6th.
Hagen got pretty good wood on that pitch. A fastball that was over the plate. And he was able to turn the bat around in time. Just got under it a little bit too much. If he squares that up, that pitch hits off the scoreboard in left center field.
1 down here for Alonzo Jones. Switch hitting, typical infielder or designated hitter, but tonight getting the start in left, and he takes ball 1 low.
And he's looked just fine out there.
That he has. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Flew out to right in his first at bat. And he takes strike 1 over the inside part of the plate. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike. He walked in the 4th, but was caught stealing 2nd. And now here's the 1-1 from Linsman. This one's roped into center field. Going back is Bro, and that'll get over his head and go all the way to the wall. Jones is rounding second base. The throw into the cutoff man is bobbled, and Alonzo Jones has himself a stand-up triple. You want to talk about fast? That was so fast right there, as Alonzo Jones gets his first hit of the day, and now the Kettleers have a runner 90 feet away from scoring here in the bottom of the 6th.
He absolutely took off. Watching from here in the press box, I can't really see first base because the box isn't all that wide, but Alonzo Jones barely left my frame, and all of a sudden he's flying from second to third. That might be a triple for a lot of guys, but Alonzo Jones is a threat to maybe even turn that into a in-the-park home run.
Only 397 to center field, so you got to believe maybe a bit more room for that ball to scoot out there in the outfield, and maybe it is an inside-the-park home run because he got the third with plenty of time.
He turns on the jets early, too. Like, he's quick out of the box. He's not just a guy who's fast at top speed. He can accelerate so well.
Well, Tim Susnara comes to the plate now. Shows bunt, takes it back, and the throw from Connor Wong down to third base, trying to catch Jones off the bag. Not in time, as Jones slid headfirst back safely. So 1-1 the count to Susnara now with 1 down here at the bottom of the 6th. Trying the old safety squeeze, but Jones got a bit too far off the third base. Bit too far off third base for Mike Roberts' comfort, as Susnara takes an off-speed pitch in at the knees for strike 2.
We saw the safety squeeze at Falmouth on Sunday, and it worked for Cotuit.
So 1-2 now, the count to Susnara. Kettleers 90 feet away from making this a 1-run ball game. And Susnara fouls the breaking ball from Linsman out over the third base dugout and out of play. Susnara, left-handed hitting catcher out of the University of Oregon, taking on Chad Linsman, who's out of the University of Nebraska, as Linsman kicks and fires an off-speed pitch but misses outside. Count evens at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Susnara, who's 1 for 2 today. Struck out in the second, but singled and would eventually come around to score in the 5th. And he fouls this one off behind home plate, and the count remains 2-2. Susnara stepping back into the box now against Linsman, who comes to a set. And here's the 2-2. This one flied in the air down the left field line, but out of play, and we'll do it again. So Susnara coming to the plate again, steps into the box as Linsman looks into Wong. Gets what he wants now and comes to a set. And the 2-2 from the right-hander. Breaking ball misses outside. Count runs full on Susnara as Jones dives back to third safely.
Alonzo Jones isn't catching any breaks, but when you're an aggressive runner, you have to expect that. I hope Jones' host family has a good washer-dryer combo, too, given the way his jersey's looking.
And the payoff pitch from Linsman misses low in the dirt for ball 4, and Susnara reaches for the second time tonight on the walk, and the Kettleers have runners on the corners. That'll bring up Jason DeLay, the catcher tonight for Cotuit, making his Kettleers debut. 0 for 2 tonight, but a chance to do something big here for the Kettleers.
And this is the type of ball game that Cotuit can work their way back into. Just down by 2 runs, they've kept Bourne off the board since the first. The Braves have done very little offensively in those 5 frames. Now's the time to strike. Make this a ball game.
And the first pitch from Linsman, chopped foul by DeLay. So the count 0-1 on the catcher from Vanderbilt.
Because you don't know if you're Mike Roberts that you're going to have runners on the corners again. The way this team has been hitting of late.
And he chops this one to third. Backhanded by Jan. Throw on to second. In time, but the throw to first not in time. As DeLay able to reach. And that not received very well by the Bourne Braves dugout and their manager coming out to argue.
That would have been one of the best double play turns you will ever see. Because Willie Yon picked it on a short hop with the backhand at third base. Had to throw off his back foot to second. And then it was a difficult turn for Mendoza, who had to step on the bag, hop off out of the way of the runner, and then make the relay to first in time to get DeLay. Just an incredibly difficult 5-4-3 turn if they would have got it.
Well, the manager of the Braves retreats now back to the dugout. But it is now a 1-run ball game as Alonzo Jones crossed the plate on the fielder's choice there by DeLay. And now Quinn Brody, right fielder tonight for the Kettleers, steps to the plate with a man on first. And takes a big cut at the fastball from Linsman. Swings right through it. So 0-1 on the right fielder from Stanford. Brody 1 for 2 tonight. Flew out to right in the third. Singled in the 5th and would come around to score. Linsman comes to a set. Kicks and delivers. This one misses low. Count evens at 1-1. Linsman looking into Connor Wong, gets what he wants. Comes to a set now. Fires an off-speed pitch. This one misses below the knees. Count 2-1 on Brody. Linsman, the 2-1. This one flied in the air to left. Slicing towards the foul line. And it's caught on the run by David McKinnon, who slides towards the left field fence. but puts it away and is able to hang on for the third out of the inning. What a play by David McKinnon in left for the third out of the inning. But the Kettleers get a run. It comes on one hit, no errors, one man left on base after 6 full. It's a one-run ball game here at Lowell Park. Bourne on top, 5-4. You're locked in, Kettleers baseball.
The Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod is keeping Cape Cod positively different by partnering with community organizations like the Kettleers and the Cape Cod Baseball League. With 9 convenient branches from Falmouth to Harwich and everywhere with mobile banking. Visit mycapecodbank.com to learn more.
The Kettleers and Cotuit Athletic Association welcome Spencer Hollett Plumbing and Heating and the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod as members of the exclusive Kettleers Club in 2016.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod Healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists.
It's a one-run ball game as we go to the 7th inning at Lowell Park. Cotuit trailing 5-4 against the Bourne Braves. And the Braves send 5, 6, and 7 in their order to the plate here, starting with Willie Yon. Yon's first pitch swinging, and he chops a fastball foul down the third base line. Thanks for joining us on what has turned into a beautiful Tuesday evening at Lowell Park. The clouds have dispersed somewhat, and we have some sun rays coming in from the third base line as Yon swings and misses, moving the count to 0-2. I'm Jason Doro. Next to me, Aiden Doyle. Justin Hooper through the windup. Here's his 0-2. Fastball high and outside. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Jan is 1 for 3. Singled in the first and came around to score. Popped out to short in the third inning and grounded out to second base in the fourth. 1-2 offering. Fastball high and outside from Hooper once again. Perhaps overthrowing that pitch ahead in the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Hooper struggled a bit coming into this game. Was 0-1 on the season with a 6.75.
Jan jammed on an inside fastball. Still got a piece. 2-2 count remains.
But he's looked good so far tonight. So far, 2 innings. Only given up 1 hit, no runs. Walked 1 and struck out 1. Faced 8 batters and retired 6 of them.
Hooper continues to pound the inner half with off-speed stuff. Jan again pokes it foul. Kettleers now have a right-handed reliever on the mound in the bullpen, not yet warming. Jan swings and lifts that next pitch foul down the right field line. Stays alive at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Hooper doing a good job of pounding both sides of the plate. You mentioned pounding the inside part of the plate, but they are able to catch the outside corner. Jan just does a good job of fouling it off on the right field line.
And the same story with that 2-2. A pitch high and outside that Jan got under and sent it out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes as Jan leads off this 7th inning. Hooper has already worked a couple innings of relief, looking to keep it tight at Lowell Park. Backdoor breaking ball misses off the plate. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. David McKinnon awaits on deck. Evan Mendoza to follow him. Then the bottom of the order with Jeremy Eierman and Brennan Breaux. Payoff pitch. Popped up behind home plate. There might be space this time. Jason DeLay going back, and there is space. He catches it for out number 1.
Nice play there by Jason DeLay. Not being intimidated by the fence right behind him. Gets to the spot where the ball is. Finds the fence. Able to put it away. A lot of those guys hesitant, trying to track the ball and then going back and forth. Just got to the fence first before making the catch.
Now it's David McKinnon with 1 down and the base is empty. Hooper winds and fires. Change up, low and outside corner, called for a strike. McKinnon is 2 for 3. A pair of singles in his first 2 at-bats, as well as a run scored and a pair of RBIs. He then struck out in the 5th. Hooper deals with a 1-1 count. Another pop-up, this time in fair territory. Shallow right field. Josh Shaw, the second baseman, pulls it in for out number 2. Evan Mendoza will stand in next. He's 2 for 3, also has a pair of singles. Those singles sandwich a pop-up to first base. First pitch fastball, off the plate, ball 1. 1-0 on the way, swing and a miss. Big cut from Mendoza moves the count to 1-1. Hooper, you mentioned, Aiden, didn't have the strongest numbers in his first appearance as a Kettleer, nor at UCLA this season, but scouts know he has all the potential in the world. Was one of the very top prospects in the country out of high school. Always helps to have that size, standing at 6'8". 1-2 offering. Roped at the second baseman, Shaw, who hauls it in with a leaping grab. 1-2-3. Bourne goes down in the top of the 7th. And it's time to stretch at Lowell Park. We'll take a quick break. Kettleers down just 1, 5-4.
Summer baseball's underway. People get ready for a brand new day. So grab your hat and grab your glove. We gotta cheer for the team we love. The ball's racing down the line. Come on, coach, give them a sign. The runner's waiting, he's ready to steal. The Kettleers are gonna seal the deal. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Playing baseball the Cape Cod way. Kettleers are gonna win today. So dock your skiff and take a walk past the coop. It's 5 o'clock. Head on down to Lowell Park. We'll keep on playing till it gets dark. But first we've got a game to win. Give that pitch plenty of spin. Let's go, boys, let's get it done. We want to see a Cotuit home run. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Playing baseball the Cape Cod way.
The Kettleers have the top of the order due up in the bottom of the 7th. Cal Stevenson, Grayson Genista, and Pat Dorian set to face off against a new pitcher in Sean Leland, a right-hander out of Orland Park, Illinois, who plays his college ball at the University of Louisville. Leland kicks, fires an 0-1. Breaking pitch that Stevenson won't offer at. Count now 1-1. Infield at regular depth. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Another breaker that slides across the plate, but too low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Leland now a sophomore with the Louisville Cardinals. 6'4", 200 pounds. And he catches the outer edge with that pitch, moving the count to 2-2.
Louisville's become more and more of a baseball school. Had the number 5 pick in the draft this year. Now fielder Corey Ray. And also another right-hander went pretty high. Kyle Funkhauser, who fell due to injury concerns. So but Louisville trending upwards. They actually were the number 1 seed in their own regional. Fortunately, they fell in their regional, but trending upwards as a baseball program.
Payoff pitch for Stevenson. It misses low and inside. Stevenson reaches for the 3rd time today, and Cotuit has the tying run aboard in the 7th. Leland had a 3.24 ERA at Louisville this year. 7 appearances, all out of the bullpen. Totaled just 8 1/3 innings on the mound. Came away with 2 strikeouts and 10 walks. He kicks and fires. Off-speed pitch on the inner edge. Called for a strike to start off Grayson Genista's at bat. Genista is 2 for 3. Struck out in the 1st, tripled in the 3rd, and then he had an RBI single in the 5th. 0-1. Genista squares. Can't lay this one down. He bunts it foul.
You can see Genista try and stab at that ball. Try to keep the bat, kept the bat flat, but stabbed on the ball or at the ball from Leland. Just let it come in and hit it. When you try and stab at it, you're more prone to miss the ball and not be able to get the bunt down. And now it's an interesting situation here. Roberts trying to play some small ball, but probably takes the bunt sign off with 2 strikes.
0-2 offering, way outside. Waste pitch from Leland. And what coaches will teach, bunting-wise, for a lot of youth players is move the bat with your legs rather than your arms. As in bend your knees, and that'll bring the bat up and down to just lay down that bunt instead of stabbing at it like you said Genista did there. Here's the 1-2. Check swing. And they say he could not hold up. Genista stunned at the call. He'll have to head back to the dugout.
Now this is one of those situations where only having 3 umpires hurts the offensive team, in this case the Kettleers. The umpire makes that call was straight away, just to the right of second base. You're telling me he has a better angle at it than the home plate umpire who's 3 feet away from the batter? But with no 4th umpire down the third baseline, that's the umpire who gets to make the call.
Here's Pat Dorian. Dorian is 0 for 2. Hit by a pitch in the 1st inning. Chopped a ball in front of home in the 3rd, and it was fielded by the catcher, thrown out at 1st. Then he'd get an RBI on a ground out to first base in the 5th. Leland checks on Stevenson. Stevenson definitely has good speed at first base. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground towards short. Ironman has it. Flips to the second baseman, Mendoza, who fires on to first base. And Bourne turns the 6-4-3 double play to get out of the 7th. Cotuit puts the leadoff man on, but they cannot score. No hits, no errors, no one left on the frame. Kettleers down by 1, 5-4 against the Bourne Braves through 7 full at Lowell Park.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at curry.edu.
What's donated here stays here. All blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more about donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive at capecodhealth.org/blood center.
The Sacred Cod Tavern at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is a quintessential New England dining experience for lunch or dinner. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business, has been providing plumbing and heating services to businesses and homeowners on Cape Cod for over 100 years. It's what you'd call local, as Spencer is a 4th generation member of the business and 12th generation Cape Codder.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and mobile application development, online at curry.edu.
The Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod is keeping Cape Cod positively different by partnering with community organizations like the Kettleers and the Cape Cod Baseball League. With 9 convenient branches from Falmouth to Harwich and everywhere with mobile banking. Visit mycapecodbank.com to learn more.
The Kettleers and Cotuit Athletic Association welcome Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating and the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod as members of the exclusive Kettleers Club in 2016.
Justin Hooper continues on the bump for Cotuit in the 8th inning. He faces 8-9 and then the top of the order for Bourne here in the 8th. First pitch swinging is Jeremy Eierman, and he lifts a fly ball just into foul territory down the right field line that Quinn Brody nabs for out number 1. Brendan Breaux to bat next. He's 1 for 3, grounded out to short in the 1st inning, lined out to left in the 7th, or in the 3rd, excuse me, and then he's singled in the 5th. Bases empty, 1 down for the Bourne center fielder. Hooper's first pitch fastball called for a strike on the outer half.
What's been amazing, or what's been most impressive about Hooper, is just sudden turnaround in his ability to command all of his pitches. Earlier in the year, that's what he struggled with most of all, was commanding those pitches, finding the zone, and it would be either a ball or he'd pour one in over the middle of the plate, which would be hit. Here he's really hitting his spots, pounding the outer edges of the plate, and doing a good job keeping Bourne off balance.
Breaux fouls one off. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. So far for Hooper tonight, 3 1/3 innings of work. Just 1 hit against him, no runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He's faced 12 batters. This pitch looped into center field. Cal Stevenson on the run, and he hauls it in. Stevenson rolls over in center field to make out number 2.
What a nice play by Cal Stevenson there. Tough for a left-hander to turn the glove around like a backhand and then dive and then kind of flip and roll over, almost like a somersault out there in center field. So showing off the athletic ability, showing off the speed, showing off the defensive prowess. Nice play there by Cal Stevenson in center field.
Top of the order is back Jake Mangum at the plate. He squares and bunts the pitch foul down the first base line. Before Hooper took the mound, David Garrix started this game. He faced 5 guys but only recorded 1 out. Eventually, he'd be credited with 3 hits and 4 earned runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Hooper kicks the 0-1. Just misses. Josh Robertson went the following 3 2/3 after Garrick's. He gave up 7 hits, but only 1 run. It was earned. No walks, 3 strikeouts. 1-1 popped up over the backstop. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Infield and outfield playing deep with 2 down and the bases empty. Mangum, who is 1 for 4, stands back in. The 1-2 pitch. Misses in the dirt. Mangum singled and scored in the first. He also had a stolen base in that frame. Struck out in the second. Popped out to center in the fourth. And grounded into a 3-2-3 double play in the fifth.
Now, I know he missed downstairs there with a breaking ball, but still 1-2 count. Hooper has to try and bury that pitch in the dirt, exactly what he did.
Grounder down the third base line, backhanded by Dorian, and he slips in the infield grass. Probably another infield single for Bourne there.
And that it does go as an infield single for Mangum. His second hit of the day. Tough play there for Dorian, backhanded that one right at basically even with third base, right down the line. Had to try and make a long throw from foul territory and just couldn't get his foot in. It's a humid day with some moisture on the ground here at Lowell Park. And Dorian lost his footing a bit in foul territory.
Justin Yurchak is up now. One of the top hitters in the league. First pitch fastball from Hooper off the plate for ball 1. Yurchak is 1 for 3, a walk in his first plate appearance, then a ground out to second, a single in the fourth, and a fly out to left field in the sixth. And as Jason DeLay meets with Hooper, let's check in with the rest of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Orleans is up on YD 5-2 in the top of the fifth. Firebirds have the lead. Hyannis is winning against Falmouth 6-3. The Harbor Hawks have the edge in the bottom of the fifth. Harwich is winning at home 4-0 over Brewster. Top of the fifth while the Mariners host the Whitecaps. Wareham and Chatham are in a scoreless ball game, just the bottom of the third there. Hooper continues to check on Jake Mangum. Bourne's leadoff hitter who has good speed on first base. 1-0 offering. There goes Mangum. Pitches high and outside, and it gets away from DeLay, so Mangum will get in easily at second.
Well, that's a tough play there for Jason DeLay. High and tight to Yurchak, having to reach across his body up towards Yurchak's chin and make the play, just caromed off of his glove to the backstop. Mangum got a good jump on it anyways. I'm not sure he would have been able to throw him out.
Hooper's 2-0, a breaking ball on the outer black, called for a strike, now 2-1. Connor Wong on deck, Greg Dykman to follow. Long look down to second from Hooper. Now he comes home. 2-1 is high and tight. Fastball tails into the left-handed hitter in Yurchak, who kind of ducked away as that pitch moved inside.
Well, that one missed in a really similar position, although DeLay able to catch this one and prevent Mangum from going to third.
3-1 is in at the belt. Now the count full with 2 down. Kettleers trailing by a run, 5-4 at Lowell Park. Bourne with a runner in scoring position, trying to make it a 2-run ball game. Payoff pitch. Poked down the third base line and foul. Kettleers still warming a right-handed pitcher in their pen. They've thrown 2 right-handers already today in Garrix and Robertson, then sent in Hooper. Payoff pitch. Curveball, it misses above the letters. Yurchak draws the walk, and the inning will continue with the three-hitter Connor Wong.
That one just missed from Hooper, just above the letters. Seemed like a pretty good breaking ball to me, and now Mike Roberts can have a stroll out to the mound to have a chat with his big, tall lefty.
Mike Roberts in a tough situation here. One of the few ball games in which his team has played toe-to-toe with their competition. Maybe not one of the few, but one of the games where they found themselves in a hole and then clawed all the way back to a one-run game. They really want to make this one count, so Roberts will make a pitching change. We'll take a break as the Kettleers make this call to the bullpen, and we'll come back with the rest of this top of the eighth inning.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org.
The Beach House Grill at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is the perfect spot for a seaside lunch or evening clam bake. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod Healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent care.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists, who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Roberts tabs Eddie Mole to get the Kettleers out of the eighth inning. The right-handed pitcher out of George Washington University takes over on the hill now. He has a 2.0 ERA as a Kettleer in 4 games. 2 of them were starts, 2 of them out of the pen. He's totaled 9 innings with 4 strikeouts and 7 walks. He'll face the three-hitter in Connor Wong. 2 men on, 2 down in the top of the 8th inning. Kettleers down by a run. Mole's first pitch of the evening, high and outside for ball 1. Wong has reached 4 times, but he only has 1 hit. A single in the second, reached on a fielder's choice in the first, struck out and then got to first base on a drop third strike in the fourth, and reached on an error in the 6th. 1-1 the count after Mole finds the zone. It's Mangum on second, Yurchak on first. Mole's 1-1. Fastball in at the belt. Now a 1-2 count.
Mole coming with that sidearm 3/4 delivery that we've seen for the Kettleers this season from the right-hander out of George Washington. Relies on deception, not going to blow you away with the fastball like a guy like Justin Hooper may, but a lot of movement on his pitches, and coming from that different arm slot can catch some hitters off balance.
1-2 tapped foul by Wong. And we'll keep it right here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bourne looking to extend their winning streak to 3 games while the Kettleers look for their 3rd win of the season. Wong swings, got a small piece, but the catcher delay squeezes it for a strikeout that ends the 8th inning. No runs for Bourne on 1 hit. No errors. 2 men left on. 7.5 complete now at Lowell Park. And the Kettleers down by a run, 5-4 against the Bourne Braves. We'll be back after these quick messages.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at curry.edu.
What's donated here stays here. All blood that is donated to Cape Cod Healthcare stays on Cape Cod to help the lives of your friends, family, and neighbors. Learn more about donating blood, platelets, or hosting a blood drive at capecodhealth.org/blood center.
The Sacred Cod Tavern at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa is a quintessential New England dining experience for lunch or dinner. A proud member of leading hotels of the world.
Spencer Hallett Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business, has been providing plumbing and heating services to businesses and homeowners on Cape Cod for over 100 years. It's what you'd call local, as Spencer is a 4th-generation member of the business and 12th-generation Cape Codder.
Learning at Curry College extends beyond the classroom and is embedded in all that they do. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers and active citizenship with a global perspective. Explore undergraduate majors, minors, and concentrations, including new majors in accounting, biochemistry, and mobile application development, online at curry.edu.
Bourne makes a call to the bullpen to start off the bottom of the 8th at Lowell Park. Ronnie Rosamondo set to take over for the Braves. He's making his 5th appearance this season with Bourne. Holds a 1.5 ERA and a 1-0 record. All of his appearances have come out of the bullpen for a total of 5 2/3 innings with 7 strikeouts and just 1 walk. He'll be facing 4, 5, and 6 in the Cotuit order, starting with Josh Shaw, who pinch hit for Jordan Pierce in the 5th inning. Shaw is 0 for 1 with a ground out to 3rd. First pitch, called for a strike on the outer half. Here's the 0-1 offering. Hit by Shaw in the air, right field. Mangum has an eye on it, and he hauls it in for out number 1. Ryan Hagan set to bat next. He's 0 for 3. A pair of strikeouts in his first 2 at-bats. Then he flew out to center in the 6th. And it's gradually getting darker here in Cotuit. The sun's setting behind the trees in left field. It's cloudy as well, which makes things just a bit darker. Pop up to first base off the bat of Hagan, and it's caught by Yurchek for a quick second out.
No lights here at Lowell Park either. One of few fields here on the Cape that does not have lights. Cotuit, no lights. YD, no lights. Brewster, no lights. And I believe that's it. Yeah, I think
Sounds right.
that's it. So all of these teams start their home games at 5, but if they do run out of darkness, that's sometimes why there are ties in the Cape League. Bourne with a tie.
0-1 on the way. It misses. 1-1. Does Wareham have lights at Spillane Field?
I believe they do.
It's also a football field, so they must.
They start on July 2nd when the Kettleers travel up to Wareham. They start at 6:30, so they have to have lights.
So. Yeah.
I'm just curious as to how that game ended in a tie then, because both Bourne and Wareham have lights.
They played 12 innings before they called it quits.
But there are games called due to darkness. And, well, we are not at that point yet. Due to the cloud cover and just the general ominous feeling that the sky gives, as well as the setting sun, which is about 20 minutes, 30 minutes away from setting fully.
Swing and a miss from Jones. That means Cotuit goes down 1-2-3 in the 8th, and they're still down by a run after 8 innings at Lowell Park. 9th inning coming up next. First, we got tonight's Cotuit replay.
Thanks, Jason. Bank of Cape Cod is proud to sponsor today's Cotuit replay from a former Kettleer. With branches in Hyannis, Osterville, and Falmouth, rediscover local banking with Bank of Cape Cod. Kevin Zimick from 2011-12 has this replay. One of my favorite memories was the 4th of July parade in Cotuit. I really enjoyed getting to be a part of such a special tradition and meet so many of the local families from around town. That's one moment I'll never forget. I also enjoyed working the youth clinics during my summers in Cotuit. It was a really unique way to give back to the community. I met a lot of great young ball players, and I'm sure I had the opportunity to teach some future Cape League players myself. The Kettleers baseball camps were truly a unique experience. Coach Roberts sure does know how to run a camp. Kevin Zimick, currently in the Detroit Tigers farm system, with his Cotuit replay, brought to you by the Bank of Cape Cod with branches in Hyannis, Osterville, and Falmouth. Rediscover local banking with Bank of Cape Cod.
The Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod is keeping Cape Cod positively different by partnering with community organizations like the Kettleers and the Cape Cod Baseball League. With 9 convenient branches from Falmouth to Harwich and everywhere with mobile banking. Visit mycapecodbank.com to learn more.
The Kettleers and Cotuit Athletic Association welcome Spencer Hollett Plumbing and Heating and the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod as members of the exclusive Kettleers Club in 2016.
Cape Cod Healthcare is the leading provider of healthcare services for residents and visitors of Cape Cod, with 2 acute care hospitals and more than 450 physicians. For more information, please visit capecodhealth.org.
Eddie Mole returns to the rubber in the 9th inning, hoping to keep Cotuit in a 1-run ball game. They're down 5-4. Here's Greg Dykman, first pitch swinging, and the chopper is picked up by Grayson Genesta at first base, who will step on first, and there's out number 1 in the top of the inning.
Well, Mole working quickly, struck out Wong for his first out. Now 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 9th inning. Seems like both teams being aggressive up at the plate, maybe just trying to be aggressive or realizing, hey, daylight, sunlight's going away.
Got to swing.
Let's try and get this in.
Willie Yawn at the plate now. Mole's first pitch, a fastball, called for a strike. By the way, Cotuit has made a defensive substitution after Alonzo Jones struck out to end that last inning. He was removed from the ball game, and Jackson Klein is now playing in left field. 0-1, hit on the ground, right side. Slow roller for Josh Shaw. He's up with it over to first. And now there are 2 away, and the Kettleers aren't even going around the horn anymore. They fire it right back to Eddie Mole. Cotuit wants to get back to the plate in the bottom of the inning. Of course, there's also probably a sliver of Mike Roberts that hopes his appeal from the top of the first tonight will be upheld by the league. That if Cotuit is unable to come back in the bottom of the frame.
You got to believe that game, this game would be replayed from that point on, most likely this Thursday when the Kettleers have another off day on June 30th.
Might take some time for the league to review that as well.
True. Although, how many protests do you get every day? So.
1-0 is in the zone, 1-1 count.
And I hope the players, if it is upheld and has to be replayed from that point. I hope it's this Thursday as well, because their next off day is July 7th when they go up to Fenway for a workout day.
They might have to go all the way to the 11th. If
we don't want it on the 11th, Jason. You know what the 11th is.
Ah, that's right. Intern softball game here.
Game day interns taking on the media interns. Media interns, I have to admit, with no bias whatsoever, heavy favorites in this one.
I thought you were reaching for your glove. Instead, you have the lineup.
No, we have our lineup, defensive arrangement. We are prepared.
Pat Dorian fields a grounder at third. Fires across the diamond, and Grayson Genista handles the throw on one hop. 5-3 the scoring on the ground out to end the top of the ninth. The Braves go down 1-2-3, and now here comes Cotuit in the bottom of the frame. Their last chance at Lowell Park this evening, coming up on the other side of this break.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. Classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about programs in business, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Cape Cod Healthcare. Expert physicians, quality hospitals, superior care. Urgent care is now available at 4 Cape Cod Healthcare locations: Hyannis, Falmouth, Sandwich, and Harwich. Open after hours and weekends, staffed by ER physicians. Expert care when you need it. Learn more at capecodhealth.org/urgent-care.
Do you know what that sound is? That's your new digital marketing department. And that'll be your new web designer. And that's Haibu, where these experts are joined by many more, from web designers to search marketing specialists, who work hard to get your business noticed online and on mobile. Best of all, Haibu can do it all for you, or give you the tools to do it yourself. To find out more, go to haibu.com. That's HIBU.com. Or call 855-464-HIBU. Oh, that'll be your next new customer. Haibu, made for business.
Visit Stars Restaurant at Chatham Bars Inn Resort and Spa for a world-class dining experience, a proud member of leading hotels of the world.
If you're looking for quality plumbing and heating work, call Spencer Hallett at 508-428-6080 or visit their website at hallettplumbing.com.
Here comes Cotuit, bottom of the ninth at Lowell Park. 7, 8, and 9 in the Kettleer order will bat as Cotuit trails by 1, 5-4 at home against the Bourne Braves. New pitcher on the mound now for Bourne as well. It's Andrew Wantz out of North Carolina Greensboro. His ERA just below 1 at .96 over 5 appearances and 9 1/3 innings of work so far this summer. Here's his 1-0 pitch to Tim Susnara. Called for a strike. Count now 1-1.
And I'm sure he wants a 1-2-3 inning here. Well, I just made a fool of myself because that was terrible.
Can't believe I took some heat earlier in this game now from you. Unbelievable.
Coming from the kid who just used wants as a pun.
1-2 hit on the ground right side. Backhanded by the first baseman Yurchak. Covering his Wants, and he's in time. 1 down in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, at first I thought maybe that's an infield single for Tim Susnara, but a good job there by Wantz getting off the mound quickly and getting over to first base to cover. It was a close play at first, but Wantz beat him by about a step.
Jason DeLay up next. He's 0 for 3. A fly out to right, a strikeout, and a fielder's choice. First pitch fastball misses low, ball 1. And I'm just waiting on the Jason batting with no delay pun out of you, Aiden.
No, you did it. You did it. So I'm absolved from all bad puns tonight, as you just used no delay. I didn't even think of that, so that's all you there, Jason.
1-1 count. Base is empty. Delay swings and fouls off a pitch to the backstop. Wants now up 1-2.
You can redeem yourself, though. Hit 3 home runs out of the 3 spot while playing first base for the media team in the softball game, and you're all set.
Swing and a miss from Delay on the 1-2 breaking ball. Now Cotuit down to their final out.
Well, good pitch there by Wantz. Breaking ball low and outside, broke away from Delay. And he chased it, couldn't lay off. Good pitch there by Wantz.
It's Quinn Brody. Cal Stevenson on deck. Wantz from the windup. First pitch fastball on the outer edge. Count 0-1 for the Cotuit right fielder, who is 1 for 3, a single and a run scored, as well as flyouts to the corner outfield spots. Another heater, this time low and outside corner. Kettleers down to their final strike of the evening. Wants his 0-2 pitch. Tails away from the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brody representing the tying run for Cotuit. 1-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Andrew Wantz comes in and shuts the door. The last 8 Kettleers that came to the plate in this ball game were all set down in order. Cotuit drops it 5-4 against the Bourne Braves, and with the loss, they fall to 2-14 on the season, while Bourne picks up their 10th win of the year, moving to 10-5-1. Of course, this game still being played under protest by Mike Roberts, who argued a call in the first inning on a wild pitch that looked like it had been ruled a hit-by pitch during the play. And although the umpires had briefly deemed the play dead, Jake Mangum was allowed to score from second base on the wild pitch. And thus that's what prompted the appeal from Mike Roberts. And if Cotuit does send in that appeal, we'll see what happens. In any case, for now, it is a 5-4 loss for the Cotuit Kettleers.
Well, it's an interesting game, to say the least. Bourne getting off big first inning, 5 runs in the first. Then the Kettleers pitching staff doing a good job bouncing back. Robertson doing a good job. Only 1 earned run over 3 2/3. Hooper 3 2/3 scoreless, and then Eddie Mole an inning and a third scoreless. So the bullpen was fantastic tonight for Cotuit. Bats continue to struggle a bit. They score 4 runs. So I don't want to say they're struggling like they did the other night, but still only 5 hits up there on the board and 2 errors in the field. It's just a matter of putting everything together. We've seen the talent. We've seen they can do it all. It's just a matter of getting all aspects of the game, all facets of this team to produce on a single night.
Is there a primary takeaway from this one? Is it just the lack of consistency? That first inning proves to be the difference in the end?
I think it's more timely hitting, once again. 4 runs up on the board. 2 of them came. Orion comes to mind. But I don't think this, trust me, we've seen worse performances. I think Cotuit honestly played relatively well tonight. Bourne's a very good team.
12 hits for the Braves tonight, by the way.
12 hits, exactly.
Cotuit.
So, to make it a 1-run ball game, and it showed a lot of heart battling back in an interesting situation. You know, could have looked at it, given up 5 runs in the first inning, game under protest. Kettleers could have, laid down and died.
Could have mailed it in.
Yeah, exactly, and they didn't. They put up 4 runs and made it a very close ball game with situations to either tie it or take the lead. So, definitely some good things to take away if you're Mike Roberts.
Kettleers gradually tacked on some runs, 1 in the 3rd, a pair in the 5th, and 1 in the 6th, but they could not complete the comeback and fell 5-4. Nonetheless, some great performances out of the bullpen. Josh Robertson went 3 2/3, gave up just 1 run. Justin Hooper went 3 2/3 as well. He didn't give up any runs and just 2 hits. Then we saw 1 1/3 out of Eddie Mole, who had a perfect 1 1/3, no hits, no runs. Any other final thoughts about this ball game, Aiden?
Just be interested to see how this protest situation plays out. I don't expect anything to really be made of it for the league. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Stay locked into the Kettleers on both Twitter and Facebook, elsewhere on social media, and I'm sure we'll have updates on the appeal situation once we hear back from the league. For now, a 5-4 loss for the Cotuit Kettleers against the Bourne Braves this evening at Lowell Park. That'll do it for us. And for our field reporter, John Perez, for Aiden Doyle, and for our entire media staff here at the Cotuit Kettleers, I'm Jason Doro. Signing off from Cotuit, please have a pleasant Tuesday evening.
Grab your hat and grab your glove. We gotta cheer for the team we love. The ball's racing down the line. Come on, coach, give them a sign. The runner's waiting, he's ready to steal. The Kettleers are gonna slow that the boys can do it. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Playing baseball the Cape Cod way. Kettleers are gonna win today. So dock your skiff and give that Cotuit home run. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Hey, Cotuit, hey, hey, Cotuit. We all know that the boys can do it. Playing baseball the Cape Cod way. Kettleers are gonna win